Into the Woods. Into the Woods or Stoneless. But yeah, so I've got stream starting up. I'm gonna, as always, as always, slammer jammer man, every single orifice you can cram with the Twitch link. For some websites, technically speaking, direct outlinking is actually not that smart on Twitch, so I'm actually gonna do something different. I'm gonna say we're live on Twitch. Check comments for the link. I'm going to make it a big text post because they prioritize those, and I'm going to put in my Facebook story. Those of you who are listening in because you are Twitch followers or watching a VOD, these are free marketing tips that someone who got who had like a 43,000 person Fallout group was advising me on. Which
oh shit!
I'm going to follow their advice next time, and probably have even more people following on that stream, but none of the major outlets like direct outlinks. The Woods on Wystmoor. I should have put a fucking GIF in it. Whatever. And now with the Discords, I'm just gonna mass ping everybody to bring everyone up to speed, right? You have something that is incredibly valuable to you for personal, sentimental, or monetary reasons, some combination thereof. It is just like in the past, like a number of minutes, smaller than 30, been snatched right off of you, and it is of such vital import that you have just immediately chased after this weird plant lady who has swiped it off of you, and you've chased her into a woods. You may have been on the streets of a city, you may have been in a town, you might have already been in a woods. But point is, you're going into the woods now. And that is where our story begins. You were not all necessarily in the same location. But yeah, just because I know that I don't think I did a good job distributing the Wystmoor document, so I just wanted to bring everyone up to speed on that. And note down and be able to tell me what that very special item was for you and what significance it has.
Note it down to you privately?
Just know it in general. It's not really necessarily going to be a secret, unless you want it to be. There's not going to be any sort of like there's not going to be any motivation for the party to not work together, I don't think.
Okay, I was wondering if you wanted us to PM it to you,
or that could work because I'll have my Discord up. And community streams. And did I post here in the streams? Yes, I did. All right. I've cycled through. Sorry, I woke up at like 5 a.m. This morning, and so I'm on a lot of stuff to keep me going.
I support that.
Yeah, in
cocaine
accessories. No, just caffeine. Really. I've had a cotton candy flavored energy drink. I've had a frap. Yeah. I almost had a cold brew float because right across the bridge from Brookland in DC is a Starbucks Reserve, and they have some funky stuff. And yeah, I should have gotten that, but I did not. But yeah, so
Reserve. Oh,
yeah, no. Oh yeah. Have you ever been to a Starbucks Reserve?
No,
I didn't even know those existed.
So they're really fancy.
Heavy Starbucks
they're all over Hong Kong, less so other cities. There's there'll be like one or two. Technically, they're like, yeah, some special coffee story bullshit. It's a very high production value. Supposedly, they have some sort of artisanal local thing available, and they have a lot of other menu items, and it's just like a cut above or whatever.
Like all single origin beans.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But it's otherwise
All beans
identical to a
from one
Starbucks, and
plant.
honestly, most of the people who go to the one that I went to, it's just a Starbucks that's slightly fancier inside to them. On a nice corner spot, so the bar is really curved, and so is the seating area, and you're kind of like below the street. It's also really cool inside. I digress heavily. Don't need to tell you about the Starbucks I was going to, but that kind of says a lot. It says a lot about me as a person that's what I'm doing right now.
I'm chilling, so
into the woods. Yeah,
I've been chilling.
This is a chill stream. Oh, did I not fucking download your character art and make it a token? Fuck me.
Oh fuck.
I can do that on my laptop. But oh yeah, we already have that token somewhere, don't we? Well, whatever. Oh yeah, you made it a token. I'll just need to download it.
Yeah, I literally sent it to you as a token.
Also, can you?
I could also just do it. Actually, I think I could just do it.
Yeah, as a player, you can stick it in your avatar, and then that's all I'll need. But yeah, today on Wystmoor, an eclectic group of people come together as they travel into the woods in hot pursuit of a thief who has taken what their heart most desires. And what's your AC?
Mine?
Yeah.
Let me look. My AC is 14. Am I not wearing armor?
I used the character generator. It might not automatically factor in armor.
Okay. Oh, it says light armor. Wait, no, that's proficiencies. I don't think I'm wearing armor in this. So make it 16, and I'm wearing oh, it does actually. Okay, leather armor. Make it 15. It'll be studded leather.
All right. So indeed.
Upon running into the woods, I would cast mage armor on myself.
All right, so you take the moment.
You know, I don't even have that shit.
No, I guess you fucking don't then.
I'm so used to taking it. Shit, never mind.
Indeed. So, Talash, Pat, what's your character's name?
Paria.
All right. Pat, Paria, Simon, and Talash. All of you, as you chase after this individual, this plantish woman who has snatched from you something so dear that you could do nothing but chase after her to have it back. You start to hear other people in the woods running. You look around and suddenly there's two other people in this clearing. And the thief of your desire is disappearing around a bend into a darker spot of woods. You don't think you have much time, but your path of running is going to bring you closer and closer necessarily to these other two people. How do you react upon seeing... tell us what Simon Slouch looks like a little, Greg.
So, he is pretty, well dressed. He's not in armor, but he does have a, let me double check.
Is he a mage?
No.
Oh, what is he?
He's got a trident and a great axe around his back, on his back, and he seems to be pretty well dressed. And he is tall and kind of gangly, just kind of all limbs and torso. And he is awkwardly running. And if his legs weren't so long, he probably wouldn't be able to run so fast. But his awkward running gait is
life.
Yeah.
I have no idea what class he is. Trident and an axe? What? I love it.
Fisherman. I'm going with fisherman.
And
Fisherman's not a class.
Talash, what do people see as Talash runs into the woods?
They would be seeing a guy, basically just wearing somewhat fine clothes, mostly a robe, kind of, denoting as a mage of some sort. Would probably be more focused on trying to retrieve what was stolen, so not really caring about anything else at the moment.
All right, and whew, that was almost really bad. Lastly, and so you guys are running. You're getting closer, and a woman is getting closer to you as well. Paria, what do you like?
Oi, governor! That woman stole my mom's brooch! She's like, she's a dirty orphan-looking woman, except she's like a dirty orphan that grew up and is now like a dirty human, normal woman. I don't know. Are orphans not human? I think so. She has upgraded from orphan to human. Anyway, she's I guess probably in her mid-20s, or sorry, late 20s. She looks like she's been living on the streets. She's like a rough and tumble ruffian sort. Strong Cockney accent, denoting she's probably from one of the poorer regions of Old Storbyton, as they say. So, she's just bolting forward. Clearly the thing that the Fae stole from her is truly deeply connected to her in some way.
All right, yeah. You're all feeling that tug. You're chasing after a weird plant thing as two strangers get closer and closer to you. How do you guys respond to this situation, bearing in mind that you hear like a breaking of branches and rustle up ahead? Oh, like the sound of this thief getting further away from you with every footfall. You keep losing them behind trees and stuff, and they're getting further away.
I'm going to yell, "Quick, get that thief!"
Excellent.
My character's gonna say, "Don't have to tell me twice." Oh wait, that's not a British accent. Oh, you don't have to tell me twice.
All right.
I'm really not gonna do this the whole time. I'm quitting right now while I'm ahead. I'm not doing the Cockney accent.
Talash, do you throw anything out, or are you more business, or do you like dodge and weave to account?
He's huffing and puffing at this point.
All right. Well, you guys.
Fuck the fag.
At this point, if everyone could tell me the size of your pee-pee, that would be appreciated.
Yes. Let me tell you what my pee-pee size is.
I've got 12.
I think mine's probably 12 as well.
Alright. So, is this like you all come whip out the PP in the locker room and it all winds up perfect 12s? Or is Talash or like
9-11?
Oh. Yeah, so Simon
have the smaller PP.
Simon and Pariah note that there's a thorny hedge, sort of like there are thorns sort of in front of you. Mostly you notice that it's almost like obviously you're in a forest and there are shadows, but for now there's sun above you, and there's sun above you ahead as well. But you can't help but feel that all of the shadows around you are being cast forward into this place ahead of you, as if though the sun were at your back, or there was something looming in the sky over, perhaps a cloud. You don't really have time to. You could stop and like check and like throw your head around. I can tell you from running track that rotating your head is a surefire way to lose a fucking race, though. So you can roll me an athletics at all of you. You can actually no. I would say just Simon and Pariah. You can either roll me an athletics at advantage. Okay, all of you can roll me an athletics at advantage. if you want to stop and like look around and be like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Then you can roll me a regular athletics.
No, she's not looking.
Nah.
All right. So Talash breaks into like a dead heat. And Pariah makes it far out ahead. Simon, you're huffing a little, being very well armed as you run out into the woods. But yeah, you guys are now free to move your tokens deeper into this darkened area.
Hey, wait for me.
Oh my god, I love it. Yeah. And you guys feel as if though you're sheltered from the light here. As the shadows fold around you. And you're running deeper and deeper into the woods. And as you round this corner, you feel a certain inertia. Your stomach churning almost like you're running up a wall. Almost like you're running upside down. Blood rushes to your head. Every footfall you feel in your heart. It's like everything around you is tightening and tightening. And just as it's about to snap and burst, you feel the shadow is no longer around you, but rather yours. As you step forward, you find yourself at its edge. Not quite sure what's behind you, not quite sure what's ahead, but deep.
Is there supposed to be
deep
lighting?
in the woods. Oh fuck. Yes. Can all you guys see this whole map?
No,
I cannot
All
see
right.
the whole
No.
map.
Oh. I'm an innocent player. Why is it not letting me see the beautiful, beautiful lighting conditions?
If you refresh.
That's
Roll
just
20
special.
just... I'm literally so fucking special. What the hell?
Yeah, like I have 120-foot dark vision, but that's ludicrous.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
Y'all can see in
You
the
know I'm
dark.
gonna support. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so you guys can see it's not like need a torch dark. It's just it almost feels like the light is close here, but you're within the folds of shadow. And here within this folds of shadow, you feel at the edge of many shadows. As you look at the trees, the bark curves into the root, such that there's almost no distinction. You can't tell which part of the tree is which, almost like they're all an edge, almost like every part of it is draining sucker into itself, just in different ways. Maybe ways you can't see, but all ways you can feel. The vegetation here doesn't feel hostile, but it does feel hungry. And all of you can roll nature for me if you'd like. But you hear, to generally speaking yourself, the footfalls of the thief and the giggle of a mirthful, deep, and haughty woman's voice.
Oh, we'll see who gets the last laugh. Why I oughta...
Does a nature 14 do me any good?
So, and Cupron, can you think of any? Does Talash?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I had that set already.
Oh, no, you rolled nature. I'm just asking if is there anything about Talash and Talash's upbringing that would impact his ability to know things about nature and weird. Okay. So yeah, you see some like kind of minor brambly stuff ahead of you. Talash, at least, I don't know the rest. You see some like major vines that have thorns on them over here. That looks kind of nasty. But generally speaking, there's two paths up ahead, and you're in the woods, and there's two complete strangers next to you, and somewhere to the south of you, a stranger is disappearing with the most important thing that you have.
Okay, so can I, having grown up on these witching isles, might I have a degree of insight into the nature of Fae, which I can probably assume this creature is? Like, would I have advantage?
I will give you advantage.
So what do I know about the Fae? this sort of thing in particular.
You
I probably
know,
worship them. So.
you know that the Fae are always up to something, and it's not a question of whether or not they're lying or keeping secrets or getting one over on you, but whether or not you're going to keep your contact as brief and indirect as possible to maximize outcomes and to minimize involvement. I don't think you would be prompted to even think about that yet. You know a few things. You know that you're probably not in Kansas anymore. There are magical forests in the Witching Isles, and lots of those places have strange properties. But as you look up, you realize that no matter quite where you look, you can't see the sun. It's almost like dusk or dawn, and you can sort of see this cornea at the edges of it, but that cornea is a dark shadow. But there's still light above you. It's almost like an overcast day.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you don't think you're in Kansas anymore. And furthermore, you know that you could roll an Arcana. Yes. What do you? Is this a planar thing? Is this what?
Yeah, planner.
Yeah, certainly. I would just say with your religion, Pat, you would also know that the Fae both love and despise mortals. They love fucking with mortals, and they despise interference of mortals. This means that any existence in such a place is often brief.
Yeah. Okay.
Or either brief, or if it's long, it's torturous.
So I'd like to do. Sorry.
I'll just quickly tell you, Talash. You believe that so you know that the Fae some of them can innately rip their way to different places. And you think you walked through a rip behind one of them. It's probably closed behind you. However, the Fae that came here is almost certainly capable of leaving. So you can probably get out the same way you got in, if you can catch it. You are familiar with planar mechanics, and you know that this is probably the domain, or perhaps the border of a domain of a Fae court. I would say with an Arcana 21, you also know that normally the way that time folds around a Fae court, a lesser Fae can almost never directly punch through from the surface of Wystmoor to, like, the court proper. This is deliberate. It is a protection method, because they don't need some minor Fae fucking up and letting in someone they don't want there. And finally, Simon, you find yourself in your element. The brambles and thorns before you are nothing in the face of your blades. You take to the nature naturally, however, and barely even need to cut them aside to move masterfully. So tell me, with your 23 survival, how do you proceed? Or you try to track her?
Yeah, I'd like to see if I notice any tracks on the ground.
So you see, it's hard to look for it first, but it's hard to find it first. But you notice to your south and east, weird like little twig bits near folded pieces of grass that are correcting themselves. It almost looks like the footprint is going away, but those little twigs are still there. And I'm marking it on the map, but generally speaking, it is southeasterly of where you are. Do you see like the kind of like?
Yeah, I see.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you point this out at all?
I think that thief went that way. She stole my good glasses.
Fuck the Feywild, let's go!
The what now?
Honey. We're not in the material plane anymore, I don't think.
Alright, so Pariah finds her way into a bit of a brambly briar, but she can push through. It's not really a thorny one. It just sort of pulls at her clothing. It's difficult terrain. Simon has mastered this place in spite of his lack of spectacles and advances with ease.
Well, I still have my bad ones. I just think the ones she stole are way more fashionable.
My character's like, I lost my mother's brooch and you lost glasses?
I have Ray-Ban sunglasses with the wrong prescription on them around here somewhere. I'm really tempted to put them on and get a headache. But yeah.
Listen, I look exceptionally charming in these glasses.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you're cute, but holy shit. This is the Feywild. You chased eldritch being here for your glasses. Why am I even talking instead of running? God damn it. Or Fey damn it.
What did they take from you?
My mother's brooch, and it's been in the family since the fall of the Elvish Empire. And I grew up on the streets, and it's all I have left of my heritage. I'm a human, yes, but we have some Elvish background way back when. You know, we're like 1/16. It's okay.
1/64th?
Yeah, we're like 1/64th elf, so. Anyway.
That's kind of a downer.
It's all I have left of my mother. And my childhood. Well, it clearly stole things from us, so what did it steal from you, Talat? Or what did it steal from you, mysterious mage?
None of your business. But you can go ahead. Let's just not be here any longer than we need to be.
You see winding passages, rips and divots in the ground, and ahead of you, where the twigs lead, a shadow. An intersection of shadows, a darkness hanging over this place. The trail of twigs, the bending of the grass, ends at its edge.
And there's a crevasse in there. Did she jump flames again? Shit. Oh man. This is sketch.
Indeed. You hear at this point,
Can I do a perception roll?
You can do a perception roll. What are you looking for? Are you just trying to scan the area?
I mean, signs of her.
So you don't see shit.
Weird noises. Whatever this is.
Oh, yeah. So that's the problem with diegetic information, is that technically speaking, if a player sees it, the character sees it. But I would say, well, you guys look around with like a 12 and 11 PP. On the far side of this, you see traced naturally in just the weird coloration of the grasses. You see this symbol on the ground.
Interesting.
What role could I use to see if I recognize that?
You could roll me either an insight or a religion. Yes. Okay. Well, they're gonna know what it is, but Greg, as you look at this symbol, at first blush it would appear to be an arrow, but that doesn't really explain the zigzags or the strangeness of the circled end. But then you think back on a diorama you once saw of Wystmoor as an orb and the sun. And you couldn't help but think here, at the intersection of shadows, of a shadow. And if it were a ball like that diorama, and it was a light like the candle, would there not be a section behind, like the dark of the moon, the night, in its shadow? Do you think there's a word for that? Ah, yes. The Umbral Shadow. It rather reminds you of that. And what's more, if that were the case, it's not an arrow pointing in the direction of that line. it's indicating that it is the penumbra being cast from the opposite direction. And with a 22 in religion, you know that this is a marker found in the lands of the penumbral court, signifying something casting a certain kind of shadow. You know that material things can be of immaterial consequence to the Fae, with certain coldy irony exceptions.
Right.
But spiritual things and strands of the soul, now those are very interesting. It's the main thing that the Fae find interesting. And you know that the things that leave a heavy shadow here, that provide a party with a heavy atmosphere, can be indicated by such a sign. Thick
By the way,
and
Lee, we should
winding
turn on some music.
and thorned vines. Fuck, I didn't download that shit we got permission for. You're right, though. You're right. Yes, but, so, yeah, there's this thick boy ahead of you. There's some other greenery, and to the north, a bit of a misty veil.
This shit, right?
Yeah, you can see some brambles and twigs and such beyond it.
That's
Do you think we
mysterious.
should check that out?
The symbol itself,
And,
can't
you know,
imagine that would be. Well, wait.
the spooky center over here.
Well, there is. It does look like the path continues past it instead of going south. Maybe she continued north from here. What's in the center of this darkened area that we find ourselves in?
You find a bit of an opening in the earth, some broken bits where there's not grass. There are roots, though, twisting roots, and as you look and look for dirt, you can't quite find it. Just roots, torn and twisting tubulars, little parasites clinging.
Oh,
What's
God, I
more-
feel like we're in the stomach of a tree.
What's more, you find it devoid of insect life.
Oh, okay. This is weird.
It is not further than perhaps a foot deep. You might stub your toe on it. It is a break in the terrain, but if it is some great orifice to swallow a woman whole, it does not exude this tendency at the moment.
Yep. Okay. Sheesh. Way to just throw that out there. All right. So these thorns, do they look like we could chop them down?
Well, you have seen Simon masterfully navigate this terrain, and he is possessed of significant armament. Your rapier might also be able to, if you took time and effort to cut at it, though you're not quite sure where you would begin. You haven't run across much of this in the city.
I could get through this with my great axe. And I am gonna...
That is a great axe idea!
Could you make an attack at advantage as you hew through this? You cut into the grass below, having brought your blade more or less where it needed to go.
Nice.
Your knowledge and strength bring you to the point, and gravity does the rest of the job for you. The blade drinks of the green, and it recedes as you raise it again.
Oh shit. So the thorns are just moving away from the axe?
No, he cuts through them, but they seem almost to withdraw, like they were pulled taut in some way, and are now falling slack to either side.
This place is fucking creeping me out. I feel like we're inside of a digestive tract.
Can I roll a...
Yeah, I will say it's a little depressing in here.
Yeah.
That's really funny. That almost sounds like foreshadowing for something that we will laugh about later. Yes, keep running.
Oh, gosh.
No, I just was going to say we should get a move on. Less time we're here, the better.
Gladly.
You go further to find a strange mix of plant life here. Sun is vibrant and green. You wouldn't call it bioluminescent, but it almost has a luster of its own. It tends to come in shocks and bursts and rivets, not unlike those rips in the ground, oddly enough. The trees, they tend to wrap with vines here. To the east, you see a great wall of mist, a thick white wall of undulating mist that you cannot pierce is to your east. But as you look at it, you cannot help but feel a checkered vision of halls and length and distance and height, almost dizzying air growing thin, unless you wrench your eyes away. And it all goes back, just slammed like a door's just been shut in your face. But to the north, there's but a smattering of mist. And beyond, see a stone. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I tried to give us the vision of the stone, and it doesn't have sight. This rock is somewhat reflective of the unlight here, and something about it.
Where is that?
To the north and west, through the mist.
Right here?
You see this, yes. Something about the stone's surface. Its rivets, the way the light strikes it, the way the shadows fall, the bits you can't see. It reminds you of what you came here for.
I'm sorry, what?
Have an itching, a rubbing, a fine pressed tone along the erogenous zone of your soul. That is akin to what you came here for.
There's no way for us to get it through the thickets, is there?
You could walk in thickets. Nothing's stopping you.
Okay.
It is a bit misty in there, but keeping your step shouldn't be too hard.
I'm gonna go risk it for the biscuit, as it were. I'm gonna use my I have a dagger. I'm probably gonna use it. It's like a big one, though. You know,
Right.
not like quite a machete.
Could
but
you roll
it's
me
like,
a survival?
It's like a big knife. All right.
Okay. Pariah manages to break some stuff apart. It's long going. She winds up punching, stomping more than she winds up cutting with her knife. But she makes some progress, and her vision begins to get clouded in, and her shoulders are scraped at by brambles from this strange mist. Simon, you see the woman ahead of you is being bogged down a bit.
Does she disappear into the mist? Can I still see her?
You can still see her, yes.
Am I able to move out of the thickets?
I'm gonna make my way in there as well.
Yeah. All right. There's a path broken ahead of you that she's trod, and you're familiar enough with the terrain to follow it. Pariah, you find yourself halfway through the mist. When suddenly
It's Paria.
Pariah, you find yourself halfway through the mist. When you feel a certain... yes, that's the word, moistness strike you. It seems to seep into you, holding you down. Roll me a whiz save.
Okay, whiz save. That's not a good whiz save.
You feel this cloud overcome you, and in this half haze, you forget why you even wanted that stone in the first place.
Fuck.
But you remember it being important. And you remember what it felt like to think. Something about that stone is like my mother's brooch. Simon, you, as far as you can tell, Paria is just standing in the middle of this bramble and mist, not moving forward, even though she's halfway there.
Yeah, I'll follow after Simon.
I'm gonna try to like put my hand on her shoulder and shake her out of it.
An unfamiliar hand reaches you, and Simon gives you a bit of a shake. You feel yourself more here than you were, and yet less prepared.
What's the matter? Are you okay?
Who are you? What's going on? I feel like I'm missing something.
Remember, I'm Simon. Someone stole your brooch and my glasses and his none of your business and ran into these woods.
Does my character actually remember those instances?
Yes,
now,
yes.
or?
Your character hasn't lost any memory. What she's lost is the feeling of urgency she got when she first saw that stone.
Okay. Sorry, I totally fucked that one up. Okay.
Good.
Anyway, though.
At such times, it is natural to forget things.
Yes, so she would say, she would be like, yeah, I remember.
At this point, Talash is
Yeah,
more
we should
like,
go about
"Did
doing
you
that.
get it yet?" And like start using like, come on, we need to go.
What's the rush?
Like, we're in a different plane that is close to a certain Fey court. That's not good for us mortals.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Am I allowed to move? Or
Yes.
like...
Now
Okay.
you can move further forward. You can move through the
But
shadow.
I'm just kind of like...
Yeah, but you do so with less urgency than before. Can you give me a survival at disadvantage?
Let me do so with the utmost lack of urgency.
Ooh, heaven and hell. Yeah. You get stuck a bit. Simon, you see she's stuck, but you're close enough you could help. Do you want to aid her to give her neutral? So it comes out at 20. Yeah, so Simon comes up, and with his axe and his attitude, he manages to help you through, and everyone can now travel freely over to the side of the mist.
Nice.
And
I'm the only one affected by the mist.
You're the only one who's had to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
And now you find this stone. And this stone seems to many people like any other, but one of you got a nat 20 on your religion earlier, didn't you?
That was me.
As you see this stone, you feel this urgency. You can't help but tilt it over. You see the back is filed in such fine a fashion as it had to be an unnatural working. Almost like it was to be inserted into something. And unbidden to your mind comes a memory of a certain text. An ancient elvish transcription of a wall rubbing from a temple found in what was then a goblin-infested ruin. There were 7 gems said to set the crown of Queen Celestra. When she crossed the courts, the Fae stole these precious stones and replaced them with crude stones to mock her as they destroyed her queendom. They challenged her to an impossible trial, and in return, they'd be restored to such splendor as no mortal could bear to view. So say the legends. Read below at your peril, and beneath, the inscription was thoroughly destroyed.
That's quite ominous.
Yeah, I would relay that in a very mocking tone to them.
You're like, oh, Fae bullshit.
Although, as you reach for the stone, you can't help but feel like you're getting so close. So close to what you came here for, each and every one of you. Although, Paria, you start to question why you're chasing your mother's brooch. Why you're doing anything. Really. You're sort of here, you know? So, who grabs the stone?
I don't feel like I really need to now. I'm not going to be the first one to grab it.
I'm going to tell Simon to grab it.
What does Simon do?
I'm going to give me 1 second. I think I have like a bit of cloth or something, and I'm going to wrap the cloth around the stone and attempt to pick it up.
The stone feels right in your hand. Weighted just so, with a good heft. The cloth folds neatly around it. No awkward bundle, like when you're trying to get a picnic bag just right now. It's just fine. And now, got a stone. And as you get this stone, it feels like someone else wanted it. And then all of you hear a scream from behind you.
Oh, shit.
Feels like someone else what?
Wanted
it. And as you turn around, you see a skeleton come out of the mist and collapse, clattering to the ground.
Oh, holy fuck.
No. Wow.
Oh, man. I've got a real bad feeling about this whole affair.
As the last inch of animation leaves that skeleton, you feel something about the stone grow untethered, or perhaps better rounded. Hard to say.
Oh, God.
Did I do that?
I don't know if I have the perception to know that you did, but I think you did. We gotta go find our items, I think, eventually. I don't see any urgency, though.
I told myself I wouldn't say that, but that's legitimately was my first thought when the skeleton collapsed.
I'm going to go up, use my staff to kind of poke the skeleton to see if it's mobile or...
It would appear that he's fallen and he can't get up.
So, you note that the skeleton has tatters of what were once clothing on its hip, and near its hand, its right hand, you see a rusted sword hilt with broken apart leather bindings. It looks like a modern sword hilt. It doesn't look ancient or particularly fine. It looks like the sort of thing that could have been picked up at a market, but has been recently, but was worn down by some incredible exposure to the elements, whether the ocean or something else.
And I would know things in this planar existence. Time moves differently.
You could make an educated guess. So, to go beyond your plane, you have to move through something that scholars sometimes refer to as space in time, or time in space. While you should be able to emerge in Wystmoor with no time having passed, there are legends of the Fae in particular messing with people's perception of time, and going to their realms is messing with their perception of time. The further in you go, the worse it will be, but you feel you're in some sort of a border, at least for the moment. Of course, the shifting borders of the Fae realms are infamous for incursions, intrusions, retracting, expanding. It's never easy to find a Fae court. Only the greater Fae can reliably call upon their kindred. For anybody else, it's a step into a green or red abyss. But yeah, this is otherwise a humanoid skeleton. You could roll medicine to try and figure out more precise things about it. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are free to pass back through this cloud at your leisure.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of meander back. No urgency.
Indeed. And of course, again, when you cast your eyes to the east, you just see hallway, white, mist, high. Your head spins. You get a frontal headache. The air grows thin.
Let's go over to the vertigo place, guys. This couldn't be bad.
Idiots. Look, we need to... Look.
I mean,
do we want to see if the stone interacts with this this thing?
I thought that was just a symbol in the dirt or whatever.
So it is a symbol of like discolored grass. As Simon approaches, you see it shift towards him and then fade. And as it does, the grass rips itself apart, revealing a different, darker layer, and twists to fold around a new side. The pattern's still there, but the coloration has been changed back to just like any other patch here.
What?
Spooky.
I'm just like, whoa, oh shit.
Indeed. You hear, by the way, a gnashing of teeth. And something almost like a wolf, but there's something wrong with it. It's not coming out of any sort of lungs you've ever heard. It's almost more like the air hissing of a Venus flytrap snapping shut. The wet and certain thud of soft teeth and bristled lips.
I would like to
run.
Well, no. I have a horn.
A horn, yes.
Yes, as like one of my things I got to start with. And I would like to can I roll intimidation to like blow into my horn?
Yes.
Just play obnoxiously loud?
Give me that.
Oh my god, are you a bard?
No.
Give me that.
I don't have any performance.
Give me that intimidation.
This entire session is just going to be me guessing what class you are.
You sound a horn.
I'm going to try to stop you. Like after a few bars.
A horn answers. This one, a melodic 9-tone staccato. It pierces.
There's things in this one.
I'm gonna try to
yeah.
mimic it right back, mimic the same tune right back at him.
We're in the middle of the
Being frustrated.
Roll me a performance.
We're making loud noises in the middle of the Feywild.
We're really licking potatoes
like,
now.
Shut up! What are you doing?
This is such a bad
You hear something like a cartwheel grinding across stone. The rattle of bone stacked on bone. As again, you hear rather than stepping up, it steps down. A wet and lurid neighing brain of 8 steeds of unseen origin comes back to you. And Simon cannot feel as if though he has been saluted.
saluted?
Yes. This recognition of your call goes before you.
Oh my god.
The snapping and howling you heard turns to a whimper and then recedes. And the relative quiet of before returns.
What the fuck just
Okay,
happened?
I think it's all clear now.
Okay.
Look, don't do anything like that again. Making
The
loud
only
noises
way,
draws attention.
you gotta try to out-weird the face sometimes. You never know.
As someone who worships them, that does make sense. Sort of. In fact, in that it doesn't, but then not much about them does. They work in mysterious ways, the courts.
Well, we'll be corpses, not to if we keep on doddering. Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
And so
I do
you
want to
ahead of
steer
it.
clear of that mist, though. It didn't seem to do you any favors.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that it might be a pathway to something.
it certainly
Hallways.
feels like a pathway somewhere.
Hallways, so many hallways.
Yes.
Okay, so if we're not
Everything
going
here
there,
rather feels like a passageway here. It feels almost like the hub of a wheel.
okay. So then,
Simon
we're not going
advances
towards
to the
that.
south. Simon, can you roll me a perception?
south, yeah.
Sure thing.
Stick with Simon. Simon did some weird shit, and then the Fae respected Simon, so. Sticking with that motherfucker.
Alright. Paria, do you want to roll me a perception?
Okay, yeah.
I really wish I had my good glasses.
Talash, do you want to roll a perception?
That's like totally fucking hilarious.
Oh wait, sorry. Perception. Wait, what? I keep on clicking it. What?
I
There we
got
go.
a performance of persuade the 3 pers.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. So you guys advance. You do notice there's a significant growth to your east, and yeah, it seems like a thick passageway
Oh,
of winding
Ooh.
line.
do we see that? Oh, we don't necessarily. We got that on our perception rolls.
I think you do because it's a diegetic element. I can GM layer things if I don't want you to see them without a roll.
Oh, okay.
You might also notice other things.
Yeah. Other things?
I'm gonna try to cut that down
Oh,
again.
shit! Another symbol!
All right.
That one's much more hidden.
Now give me your attack with advantage.
I'll join in with my actually the dagger's more slashing. It might be more beneficial.
Oh shit. With Paria on one side and Simon on the other, you cut into the fuzzy, winding vine.
Now would be a great time to mention that my character's last name is Garfinkel.
Your blades meet a slick resistance as they seem to wind and willow and winnow at your advance, but you find them and you cut them, and you find, to your surprise, they splurge and sploot a fine green ichor upon thy blades. There is a howling, writhing, some pain at the final bleats of a beating heart, as the vine before you shrivels, jumps, and dies, deflating on the ground ahead of you as no plant you've ever seen before.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. Okay. I proceed.
The next set seem to almost shrivel and shrink and swoop and sweep at you advance, fearing the drenched green dagger and grit axe. Paria swipes. Does Simon?
Yes, he does.
Alright. You can make me another attack advantage, just for posterity's sake. Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Greg.
Simon's just like
Your great
ruining
axe
this forest.
swings through and strikes you. All of the vines bleed away into a green pool of ichor at your feet. The axe pulps and grinds and pulps and grinds until the cutting is done.
Never seen plants do that before. Oof.
And you cannot help but see that your great axe now is utterly coated in the ichor. And what's more, it drips of resin forms there, carved in strange etchings, not unlike the twisting of the vines.
Is this good? I can't tell.
Your great axe's blade
Nor
is
can
a
I.
slicked, dripping ichorous green. And you cannot help but feel it loves to have its edge wet. And now, as every tree twists a root, seeking to succor, so too does your blade turn towards Drake. Your great axe has become a +1 great axe with unknown qualities.
Oh, shit.
Sweet.
Yeah, Paria.
Yo, Simon's just like holding this fucking dungeon.
Paria, you notice that your blade is also ichored green, although it hasn't gotten thick enough on it yet to begin to weigh it down in such fashion. You do see a stone ahead of you, and
I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up.
okay. Okay. Paria, you reach out, and you see, for an instant, as you touch it, your mother's brooch. Roll me a charisma save.
Okay.
You fight through this
Oh,
hazy
that was
funk upon you. You defy this place.
Oh, shit.
And you take this stone, and though it is yet a stone, you know is what you came here for. But now how to leave. And you came for a brooch, but it's a stone. How to fix that? Curious. Anybody with any knowledge of the Fae might be able to roll a religion or an arcana here.
I would
But you
definitely.
do, at this time, hear another thwapping and whapping and crying from the woods about you, as you don't have to roll a perception to know certain things have begun to creep and crawl and to chase you all.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yes.
Oh, they're on the board. Oh, no.
Yes, they come and they brip and bray, and a thwapping and sucking of the air, casting of liquids, meeting of bristled lips, comes. These castlings come, as Talash intuits that some thread of the soul has been pulled as if though through the eye of a needle from you to your object and out again. A cruel and fayish diadem. You think that you are inextricably connected to the object that was stolen by nature of some fell Fey magics. But they didn't want the objects. They wanted your souls. And as you hear the calls and the coos and the craws of castlings castigating, masticating, at the edge of how close they will advance. You know that they are scoping you out, seeing if you will be an easy meal.
Can I roll intimidation?
Yes, you can roll intimidation. What course of action do you take? You do know that they all seem to notice Simon's axe, and none of them are keen to go too near it.
Would you like to borrow my horde?
I was going to actually create a fireball in hand. Be like, you really want to try to?
No, you want to stunt on them with your magic. By all means, I'd say that's an advantage.
All right. Oh, okay. 27.
Oh, hot damn.
May I also make an attempt at intimidation? I want to come over here and stab at these thorns.
All right, roll me in.
Just to be like, I'm a crazy motherfucker. I'll cut you.
Roll me over your attack. Paria, as you lash out, the thorns catch you and wrap you and stab you, and a bit of your blood comes out on the plant. The blood's only there a moment. It pulses, and the little feelers and thorns turn to the blood stain upon it, and drinks, and grows a bit greener, healthier, wider, with your blood in its veins. But the show of magic, the castlings make a show of subservience, and this one vomits up something from its core at the edge of the Ichor pool. Some sort of hand-scrawled note ripped and singed at the edges and plastered with green ichor. Lowering its head, the castling retreats, and then it and its compatriots disappear into the woods just so easily as they appeared. And as Talash reaches down to pick up the note, a certain eldritch knowing comes upon him and says, 10-minute break.
Oh.
Nice. Okay. Well, this has gotten fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, spooky.
Very spooky. Yeah, no. Also killing it with this map. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already feel lost, TBH. And I know which way we came, more or less. Alright, I'm gonna do my flippy thingy that I do.
Alright.
Bye for a sec.
I'm gonna refill water and be right back. Hold down the fort. I will. Oh, right. Because this is the responsible streamer thing to do, I am going to throw up the message that says, we'll be right back.
Yeah. Do you want to put yeah, I'll go and my mic and camera. I'll be right back.
Intermission. I should get a good intermission card and song. Up next.
If only there was some way we could get permission, but I just bought the soundtrack for Danger 5, and they have great little ditties.
We should have to consider. I'll be right back, right? Hey people, thank you for sticking with us. Those of you who are watching, we are just taking our 10-minute break, but I have returned to hold down the fort with my hydration in hand. So, quick review. We have gone into the woods without delay, and Talash, Simon Slouch, and Paria are looking for what they have lost. Hey, Pat.
Hey, showing us 1 sec.
All right. Midstream posts. Everyone makes midstream posts.
We should do like an 80s nostalgia feel vibe, like a session or something.
With Wystmoor?
I don't know, like honestly, drawing Urkel basically, this fucking, this character, maybe like want to do like almost like a Stranger Thing kind of thing. I don't know. It's like the combination of drawing literally Urkel and drawing and knowing that we're in like the fucking Feywild, which might as well, for our purposes, be the Upside Down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting some mad 80s vibes right now.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the Feywild longer than we have to.
Oh no! The only reason I was dawdling is my character got fucked over by that smoke thing. Like, the Feywild is not a fun place to be, especially in the Wystmoor's verse.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured
knowing what I know about like everything behind the scenes. Oh boy, we do not want to be here.
Yeah. And judging from what I've learned and what I can extrapolate, I'm just going, okay, so we're screwed regardless. That's more.
For what it's worth, I don't think we're going to be coming up against the horned one.
Oh, but, like, it would be you cut your own.
I'd like to go ahead and take back every roasting I ever made of a video game guard who said must have been the wind. Because the wind was just straight up giving me a spook out there. I was thinking people were moving around and shit. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a wind storm. Those don't do something to knock out my power for whatever reason.
Oh, I just noticed, Lee, you changed the camera setup.
Yeah, a little bit to accommodate more screen. Because
it looks interesting.
Oh, cool. Wait, hold on. Earlier it was because Pat is supposed to be in the large one, and the one that doesn't have a cam is supposed to be in the.
I need to get Greg the fucking camera that I promised him. We gotta hang out in person though.
We need that beautiful, beautiful Greg face on our stream, bringing us all the biddies.
We do gotta kick it soon though, for real.
Seriously, I'm down. Like, any day I'm not streaming, just hit me up.
The shitty thing is that now that I've like fully moved out and I'm in Reading now, I'm not super far, but I mean Bethlehem's a trip.
I was in Bethlehem earlier today too.
I think last time I was there was for an IRL 5e game at a friend's house.
Well, so I mean, so also I'm assuming that means Easton is the same distance, basically. Fuck, what's close to Reading? Like, is there somewhere? This Doyle sounds like the opposite direction. What am I even saying?
I used to kind of know this area. Hold on. I used to kind of know what's around here.
Oh, by the way, though, we are at 10:41.
You can hit me up whenever.
So into the woods without delay.
Yes, let's get back.
Here we go, and here we go.
We can talk about meeting IRL plans.
Talash, you the note is written in Elvish. Do you speak that? Read that.
I'm checking. I've had so many characters. No, I do not for some reason.
Shocking. Let me see
Paria,
what my intelligence is.
Paria, as someone who lives in the woods, or who lives in the Elvish Isles.
I live in the woods. I live in the Elvish Isles,
Yeah,
though.
I mean, Storby, yeah. As a citizen of Storby, you might have enough Elvish to get by.
Oh, yeah, no, actually, as a citizen of Storby, I would definitely know, at the very least, rudimentary Elvish.
Well, from the best that Paria can tell you.
Yeah, no, my intelligence is in 13. I definitely speak Elvish.
Alright. Paria knows that this scrippy scrap of paper contains a note. An invitation to a dinner of 6 and 2. They invite you to meet them in the Dead Wood.
Is that where we are?
These would look pretty alive.
Oh.
Indeed.
Meet in the Dead Wood.
I feel like we should keep collecting these stones. I feel like I got my brooch back somehow. Just by grabbing the right stone. Simon, have you actually physically touched your stone yet?
I have not with my own hands. I will try right now, and then I attempt to unwrap the stone and touch it with my hands.
It feels good, like you're scratching an itch, but it doesn't feel like you found your glasses.
No, these aren't my glasses. And I bring the stone away from my face.
Do you want to hand it to the mage? Maybe it's whatever his thing is.
Yeah,
Does it seem...
and I hold it out to the mage.
Yeah, I'll tentatively go to grab it.
Like scratching an itch, but it's not yours.
So, we probably literally stole it from that skeleton then. Oh, bugger.
He's dead. Move on.
Okay, well, do you want to keep exploring here and figure out if there's any stones left?
We don't have a choice, do we? There's no exit.
Well, there is that door that we found that leads to the hallways.
That screams...
By the way, Paria, you hear a shifting behind you. And when you turn around, you see that the penumbra is now rearranged as if though you're the one emanating the light of which it is a shadow.
Weird. Okay. Alright, let's keep going, Okay, clearly we're doing an Easter egg hunt type thing. I'm gonna go south. Although I feel like we could have probably kept going that other direction that we were already headed in, but I don't know if there's anything else
You
for
head
us
further and further south, and there's green growths and twisting ends here. But further to the south, you see something strange. An expanse, a continual expanse of green, of almost light, of the edge of the shadow's edge. It's not quite clear, Simon, but to look at it has a sense of farness yet nearness, like looking to the mist. A sense like you're about to cross a threshold, like you're beginning to run on the walls, just like when you were coming here.
So we've reached the end of the map.
This is pretty weird.
Yes, you cannot help but feel a certain inviting presence beyond this threshold.
want to take up this invitation before we've collected all the stones?
We could come back for it. We'll just come back. We'll get the stones first.
Okay. I'm of the opinion that we should go check out that that map or that hallway thing, but it's just me, maybe.
Let's go check it out.
Well, I mean, we could also just keep going around the map. God, there's so much scrolling involved in this.
Yeah,
I can pop you back to where you were if you'd like.
No, it's fine.
I'm
just scrolling around to see if there's anything I see on the map that like that diegetic stuff you were talking about earlier.
You do see to your north and west a shadow, a certain lumbering shadow, a passageway mirror to the mist, dark and full of veil. Shadows upon shadows, a great mass, the burning light, casting a grand penumbra.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go over here just to see if there's anything I see.
Where'd Simon go? Did he get lost?
He went to
Oh god,
north.
are we splitting the party? Alright, let's go. Let's all go to Simon. Simon's like the MVP here. Simon knows what Simon's doing.
Simon says.
Oh my god, no! I guess
No,
that just happened
no.
then.
We just need to stay together to be able to increase our chance of survival.
So what do we want to check out first? Is it the
I want to
mist
check out
wall?
I want to check out the mist wall.
I think that's a terrible idea.
Well, as someone who's been through the mists before, I think it's also a pretty terrible idea. But I don't see anybody suggesting anything else. Also, I'm gonna wet my knife on this.
Give me an attack with advantage.
Branch here.
You don't manage to do much more than clip some ends. Ichor comes, but nothing changes about your blade.
I'm gonna do it one more time. Yeah.
You cut it a bit here and there. It recedes. Bleeding tips slick your dagger, and you can't help but feel like the woods are not happy with you.
Oh. See, when Simon does it, it's okay, but when I do it, they're pissed at me.
So before you go waltzing into the mist here, and I'm gonna offer to tie rope around your waist.
Not a bad idea.
If anything goes wrong, or in, I guess, a couple of minutes, if there's no movement, I'm gonna yank you out of there.
Thank you, kind stranger. Oh god, I hope this works. By the courts, I hope this works.
And Simon, for reference, how many feet of rope do you have?
Just the 50-foot starter rope.
All right. And Talash, do you just watch this happen?
No. I also will pull out rope and say here, just in case.
Oh, so we now have 100 feet?
About, yeah.
All right. Paria, you advance into the mist. You feel the stone you have with you. Second time this stream. You feel the brooch pressing against the mists and guiding you. You feel a call, an elvish song, and a clattering of game pieces on a board. And suddenly, Simon, you feel a grand and powerful tugging. And Paria, you feel your guts churning as you go upside down and downside up, but your feet don't leave the ground. Simon, can you roll me a strength save?
Yes, I can.
Watch Simon actually be a barbarian.
Can I roll? Can I give him like some assistance of some sort?
Not with a save.
Yeah, no. I was thinking like if he's being tugged on.
Simon, you like the so you see him getting tugged. You want to grab him?
Yeah.
You see him get dragged to the edge of the mist, and he's like like dug in, making tracks. Do you want to like run up and like grab him from behind?
Yeah, that's right.
You can roll a strength check to try and.
Yeah. Won't be much, but.
Yes, you feel yourselves being dragged. Simon, you feel the mist part in a show of respect. And Talash, hugging Simon from behind, you follow in his bubble. The rope is still tugging you. You could let go of it, but that would be letting go of Paria. Do you do so?
No, I don't.
And you find yourself turning and churning and turning and churning, and then you're here.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, there's one of the stones. Two of the stones.
Yes.
Oh shit.
And you ask yourself, or rather something asks, are you a knight or a pawn?
I first thought it was something chest related.
I don't know. Growing up on the streets of Storby, I feel like I'm a pawn to the bigger players.
You could, if you were.
Alright. Paria.
But if I can assist a knight.
Paria.
Maybe.
What? The mist sweeps you off of your feet, and suddenly you are not where you were. Now, you stand in the center of a square. You feel yourself bound. To the left and to the right, tensions like you've broken with a tight neck. But you can advance forward, so long as there is none ahead of you. You have become the pawn.
I look at Talash and I go, I guess this might have been a bad idea.
I guess I'm a knight.
Indeed. Talash, you find yourself placed not where you were, but where you ought to be. And now, Simon, the mist parts for you, and almost twists into your hand an ephemeral scepter. You feel yourself recognized. And with that, you begin either in the bottom left or the top left. You're not quite sure of the significance.
Oh, do we place?
I will pick the bottom left.
All right. Simon, you feel that normally you can move to any of the squares that are adjacent to you, as long as there's no one else standing in them. However, this wall ahead of you is in your way, and you do see a penumbral shadow mark beneath you. But this wall stands in your way, though it also protects you, you feel. But what you can do is reach out with your scepter and move one of your pieces on your turn, if you'd like. When Talash is no longer here, you'll be able to step once to the north, and then have command of the field in your subsequent turns. But yes, you cannot pass. So you must move now, with only one valid move, to move one of your pieces. You must choose to either move Paria, who advances as a pawn, or Talash, who moves as a knight.
Bro, this is so fucking interesting. Yo, what the hell's in your mind? I gotta take a picture of the screen.
I'm gonna move Paria forward.
Right. Paria, you step forward, and you hear
I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back.
All right, see it. You hear a locking and a clicking, and suddenly, a wall of wood pops up in front of you.
Oh shit, that's not good.
And now, out of the mists, pour a consuming shadow and a shadow casting that I have to get. Don't look at this place. This doesn't exist. Wait, no, they exist. I'm being an idiot. Yes, a shadowy suggestion of a casting before. They stay where they are, but now you see, standing at the far end of the board, a skeletal king wielding a scepter not unlike Simon's. Paria, it is not your turn yet. That was Simon's turn. Talash, it is your turn. You move as the regal knight, unbound by those whom you pass over.
Alright, just give me a second. Thinking.
Yeah, we got some real fucking nice followers.
Alright, so when Pari advanced, a wooden wall popped up in front of her, and both of her attack zones, enemies appeared. They're not, like, moving or anything, they seem bound as well. And now a skeleton stands across from you, who also has a kingly shaded scepter. But yeah, and now it is Talash the knight's turn. And Talash may stride as a knight.
Yeah. I'm just thinking. So I could move here, or I could move here, right?
You could also move here. But yes, that is correct. Those are all valid moves. You also feel like you might be able to move here, but you actually feel like you can't quite go yet. You cannot quit the field.
Yeah, alright.
So yeah. Those 3 zones basically summarize your potential moves.
Alright. So I'll go here.
Alright. You move. You pop down here, and you can't help but notice, as you cross over, some sort of deep groove. Almost as if there was something that was meant to pass along it. But yeah, you think...
shit! I bet you the fucking walls can move.
But, yeah, so, Talash, as you, move around... Yeah, so you move there, and Paria. You cannot advance forward, and you cannot choose to not move. There is one foe here,
I can attack.
and one foe here. Will you choose to, yeah, which way do you choose to advance?
Can I do like a quick assessment of both? Would I be capable of damaging, for instance, the shadow if I don't have a magical item?
You feel that the shadow will be more resistant to your advances than the castling will.
Okay, well then I'm going to go ahead on the castling.
Alright. You advance, and you find yourself in a struggle. The castling reciprocates, and you feel your body slam into it. You are peace on this board, and you will not be denied. However, in this world, all things come with a price, and you feel as much life as you take from it shatter from you, and it is destroyed on the spot.
Oh my god, what?
Yes, and now, the skeleton waves its scepter, and 2 things happen. One, both of these stone walls advance once. And 2, this consuming shadow moves south twice to the square Paria contains.
How is that a legal move?
Yeah,
Game's rigged, bro. Game's rigged, bro.
But yeah,
I'm gonna die.
Oof. How? Yeah, okay.
I chose to go the wrong direction.
Oh shit.
Yo,
So Paria. As you feel the consuming shadow gather around you, about to break you, the brooch shines. And you make me a charisma save.
Oh boy, it's all on this charisma.
Okay. So Paria, you feel the shadow enter you, and once again, you're not so sure about needing to do things, or really be corporeal. Isn't being corporeal kind of for losers anyway? You feel yourself growing less corporeal. And as you are choked by the shadow, you give in and find yourself a more misty form. The shadow is still on the same space as you. It is, Simon, it is your turn. You feel that your pawn has become a rook.
Interesting. What? Oh, interesting.
A rook.
Yes.
Oh.
What? Yeah, this game is fucked.
Yes.
Oh, no. Weird.
I would like to move myself up to the wall.
Talash, it is your turn.
Mm-hmm. Can I move an attack, or?
So you would like to like cast an attack spell?
Yes.
All right. Where do you want to move, and who do you want to attack?
I was hoping to move here and cast a firebolt at the skeleton.
Okay. You do in fact glide over there effortlessly. Cast your spell.
All right, hold on. Firebolt.
All right, that's a hit. Roll damage. Okay. You hurl the firebolt, and as it slams into the skeleton, you feel the air twist and hiss around you. And from a board between the tiles swings up a pendular blade.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. Quite. And it roll me a dex save.
All right.
Okay.
We're all gonna die on this chessboard.
You feel it nick you for 9, and you get the feeling that this was a warning shot. Your blood slicking the board. It is Paria's turn. Paria, you feel that you now move as a rook can move.
Actually, was that a it probably doesn't matter, but was that a spell or a magical effect?
It was literally a pendulum blade.
Alright, yeah, alright.
So, am I still interested in helping the party? Am I capable of
you are
performing
still
my own actions?
You are still a piece.
Can I attack?
You are still a piece in this game. You could attempt to attack the thing that is where you are, but you're both sort of incorporeal, so you sort of pass through each other.
Oh, fucking. Okay, well, I guess as a piece on this board, I'm gonna go Here.
All right. It is the skeleton's turn. The skeleton walks here. And this piece slides here. It is Simon's turn. Simon. Yeah, you
better do something about that fuzzy shit.
Simon, you feel that you are in check.
What have I done?
Can I
made
attack
such a
this
stupid
consuming
move.
shadow?
Yeah, you want to move into its space?
I wouldn't do that.
Yes. Wait, is that the only way to attack it?
Well, so
Move
okay, so
diagonal.
when you saw Talash do something outside
This
of the rules of the
literally
game, a pendulum swept up to try and kill him. But when you saw Paria step forward and attack in line with her movement abilities as a piece, she got hurt, but she still destroyed the thing she stepped into the space of in one fell swoop after missing her attack. So if you want to like walk into that space and make a weapon attack, based on what you've seen, you might be able to destroy it in a single go. If you fail, you might still destroy it, but take its entire HP in damage. Alright, so you want to roll that attack? Casual reminder.
I am going to go into a Barbarian Rage.
Oh my god, you are a barbarian!
Alright, Simon is an angry king.
Oh. I'm sorry, I had to freak out. This is fun.
Hey, Mr. Rage. Mr. Rage. Oh, yes. You bisect the shadow before you. The green ichor pleased to dispel it. So yeah, that was Simon Slouch's attack. Or that's Simon Slouch's turn. Talash is your turn.
I can't just move into that space. I have to move either here or here.
Moving away from the skeleton who seems to have the movement actions of a king.
Yeah. I'm just thinking if I move here, you won't be able to get to that stone.
Don't move there. I would move here or here. Like, honestly, those are the only two smart
Talash,
actions.
you're almost at the stone. Not quite there. Paria, it is your turn. What you do?
Okay. I'm gonna move here.
Ah.
I know how to play chess.
Indeed. You have put your
Took me a
foe
second.
in check.
Mm-hmm. There's only a few actions that he can make without it being, well, no, there's like a couple, but, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Not a terribly good situation.
You've got a knight covering these. You've covered this line.
Mm-hmm.
The skeleton steps here. He taps his scepter. The stone walls advance. The wood wall retreats. That was the skeleton's turn. Simon, it is your turn. You cannot enter. You cannot willingly put yourself in check, so you cannot enter this space. But you can, remember, use your action to move either of your pieces.
Such as me, who is right next to the stone, or Simon, who is capable of going here, which would put the skeleton back in check.
Yeah, I could also go here and put him in check, too.
Yeah, there's a couple ways it could be in check.
But yes, it is up to your king.
What happens if a stone is gotten? Do we know yet?
You don't know. You haven't gotten a stone here yet.
I will move Pariah to this. No, I think I'll move Pariah. No, oh god damn it.
Difficult choice, right?
You could move either of us. Wait, no, you couldn't move. You could not move Simon to the stone. I will collect the stone on my turn if you move him in checking on the skeleton if you want.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get the skeleton into check. through Talash.
All right, so Talash could go to
There's two means by which.
Talash could be moved right next to you, or the far edge of the board, and still be checking.
I would suggest here, because on his next turn he could move here, even if the skeleton has moved, and you could move there. But honestly,
I can go here.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. No. Move him here, because then Talash could literally just kill him.
Actually, I would think here would be better, so that way that protects you.
I mean, it is Simon's turn.
Fair.
Simon, where do you place your?
Yeah, I agree at the upper hold on, let me click it. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. No, we can just get off.
It is Talash's turn.
All right. I will move to capture the king.
You move, and the skeleton shatters as you enter its space. One of the stones seems to round a bit, growing more complete. And it is now Paria's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna grab this stone.
All right, you have gained a stone. Stone gang. You hear a click, click, clicking, and this wall ends here.
Oh.
And this wall ends here. And Paria, you find yourself, well, you do notice that it looks like your incorporeal body might be able to pass through these leaves if you're willing to try, but it's Simon's turn. And yeah, Simon, you could try moving Paria. You could move Talash, you could move yourself.
Can Paria move that way, that direction?
It looks like Paria can pass through the grass because of her incorporeal nature, but you don't know if that would be without risk.
I give you my consent.
Yeah, you've got 0 health already. You're already incorporeal, right?
I'm pretty much fine, so...
Right. So Paria.
At least I died having grabbed my stone.
So Paria, first give me a whiz save and then a charisma save.
Oh boy.
Okay. So you punch through. And you reach the stone. But your corporeal form begins to drag. Your air feels more space. You were pushed apart by the leaves, and you feel more lethargic the more you expand. It is Talash's turn. Talash, you cannot help but notice that a shadow castling enters out of the mist and stands before the exit. So
this place is quite tough.
Yeah, does it look hostile, or does it look...
yeah, it looks hostile.
Do we know if we're still following the rules of the game?
It appears so.
Alright. So I will move here, so if it moves 1, I can get it.
Alright. Paria, it is your turn.
I'm fucked, guys. Okay, I'm gonna move here. Now that I've gotten the stones, I'm gonna move here.
Alright, Simon.
That's all I can do, though. Simon,
you see a vision of a crown studded with simple stones. And you just feel like if you were to snap a finger, one of those stones could become so much more. Fulfill its potential. You think that you could change either Talash or Paria's unit type to any other chess piece.
Well, I think I shall snap my fingers and turn Talash into a bishop.
All right, Talash.
Why did you not say queen?
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't say that.
What?
Yeah,
Talash,
actually, yes, queen.
One of the stones that you got, what she has is what you're looking for. You just know it. And in that moment, the stone turns to a red gem. And you know it is your thread of desire. And you feel yourself grow more capable. And it's your move.
The gem is on my person now, or is it just floating there?
It's
like Sim style.
Yeah, it's kind of floating around you.
Alright. I will go here and try to capture or destroy the castling.
Alright, roll me an attack.
Alright. Just,
It can be a firebolt, or it can be a melee attack.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, you burst through it and enter this space. Yes, as you do so, you feel as if though all of the enemies have been defeated, and you feel as if though you are no longer bound by the board. Although, Simon, in your final moments as king, you do feel that you could still snap your finger and change Paria to another piece, another rook. Do you do so?
I do so.
What kind of piece do you make her?
Was Talash became a bishop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Queen.
Paria.
Thank you.
You feel
My
yourself
natural roll.
sprout.
Sprout.
Yes. You feel yourself sprouting, and you feel yourself altogether a bit more healed, but also a little bit different.
Oh, what the fuck? I thought you said there wasn't one of these. I'll take what I can
Oh,
get.
shit.
I suppose that's what happens when you come back from the dead. Here. Oh man. Well, I guess we've got a lot more than 1/16 Fey ancestry now. Oh boy.
Yes, you feel yourself sprout and grow roots, new roots, which move more freely. And yes, as this happens, you feel yourself shine bright, not unlike a diamond.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Yes, you feel that your brooch has become a more clear desire. Your desire. Yeah, so
I'll take it.
you guys are no longer bound by the board. You feel free to leave. Simon had to step away, but I assume that you guys will leave with your desires.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Alright. Well, if we're taking like a 2-second break, I'm gonna also BRB.
Alright, Talash, do you have any particular spell you would like to cast at this juncture?
Looking 1 sec, because I built this character as for something, and I'm not. Yeah, no, I don't have any healing.
Indeed. Welcome back, Greg. Pat also took a step away, but you guys have exited with ease the mists, and you are back in Shadow's Edge. You know of two other ways out of this place, which you feel no longer holds items of desire for you, because you've already obtained them. And they are
You've obtained all of them?
You've obtained all the ones in this place. There are two other places that you can access from this. One is a shadowy border, and the other is almost a void unto itself, something that seems to end this realm. On this realm?
That was to the south, right?
Yeah, that was to the south.
So, the shadowy place. So we've collected.
And by the way, Parya, as you return now, the plant life seems very natural to you, almost like it rubs right against all of the right ridges as you step on it. It's the most natural thing for you. The difficult terrain in this area no longer applies to you.
Oh, okay.
You master it better than Simon even did. Or perhaps it mastered you.
Oh. Okay, this is weird. Interesting. I don't know if I could leave now. I hope I can leave still.
Oh god. What if you start stealing shit from people?
I know, right? Oh my god, what if the... Oh god, I've got a super dark thought. What if the thing that stole that thing from us, those things from us, was just one of the, was something like me trying to escape? Oh. This could be bad. Let's go to the battle place, though.
Slash, what do you think?
Lee, so, I basically got the desire thing that I was wanting back. That's the feeling I have?
Yes.
Alright.
That's the feeling you have.
I think we should just get out of here and as best we can.
What about my glasses?
Yes,
I can't see a thing without my glasses.
You still lack Simon's spectacles.
Okay, well, alright, so Simon, I guess it's kind of your choice. I don't want to force your hand one way or the other.
Let's go to the shadowy place all the way at the bottom.
Okay, if that's the way you want to go, then that's the way we shall go. Oh, the place all the way at the bottom. Okay, yeah. The green. Yeah, just assume my desire travels with.
Yeah, I'll like chaperone your desires if you guys want.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm like stuck on something.
Oh, I can pop you over here.
All right, thank you.
Chaperone Desires sounds like an R&B album.
Oh my god, you're right. You guys find yourselves at an edge of edges, a sickly twisting path, a cutoff, a place of light. You see a border before you to transgress, but all the air snaps around you. The fiber of shadow, more like a dark stretched elastic as you reach out. Do you stretch forward until it snaps?
Yes.
Pop! The dead wood. Light from some terrible mewling molten stew below. A perfect blue sky reflecting light down. This is a place of no shadows. A place with a finely set dining station where all the plant life is dead. And a very well-dressed elf sits, flipping his coin flipping his coin into a silver tray he has balanced on a stump. It tings and tings and tings.
Have you seen my glasses?
As you approach, you do notice that every time it lands, it seems to disappear and slap into his hand. He flicks it again and says, "Why, hello there. No, I can't say that I... Oh, I think I know what you're looking for.
You've seen them? Oh, thank you, kind Garcon.
I can't, yes. Names ought to be guarded, but you may call me Garcon. Yes, your thing you're here looking for. I suspect that I know where it is. You see, we cannot dine with 6 and a 2 until you have brought all of them forth.
Dine? Like, look, pal, I'm not eating down here. I just want my glasses.
Of course.
Where did you see them?
Well, if you look for the shadowiest spot, you'll find the largest mass moping on a stump. I suspect that glum fellow has everything you want. Another ting on the tray. Poke around there, and you should return with 6. The 7th will only appear and here when you have all 6 that you can find. And then we shall dine.
By dining, do you mean leave the Feywild? Can we?
Oh, I suppose we are in something like a wild Fey place, aren't we? Garcon casts about. But I'm afraid that Fey hate me and my silver tray.
Oh,
It's what happens to those who think they can outsmart me. But I digress. You can't really blame them. A rather calculated risk on their part. They just failed at the figures.
What's with the coin?
Oh, this. Yes. He flips it, and you see on one side a terrible, tusked face, and on the other, an elegant, lithe, ambiguous, elfish visage. Come to think of it, Garcon is clearly an elf himself, although not quite like the one in the coin. There's something you can't quite place about him. He has a certain rough charm. He says, "Imagine your life depended upon the flip of a coin. Heads, you're a monster. Tails, you're a husk of your soul." That would be quite the little Fey dilemma to give someone. Especially when the husk gets to live forever. But imagine this. He flicks the coin and it lands in the tray but winds up in his hand. And it spins. Tight circles. He watches gently before it winds up on the ground. Or rather, his hand. But there's just one trick to it. You see, you get to flip the coin as many times as you like. It again lands in the tray. Garcon seems content to just flick coins here, his coin, again and again and again. Seems he's been doing it for some time, force of habit. He's also happy to chat with you about any questions you have. And as for whether or not you'll leave this place, he says, "Well, you're all here by way of invitation. I don't suspect you'll linger along in Shadow's Edge before coming out to some wood or other after dinner's been had.
So what I'm gathering is that dinner has to be had in order for us to disembark for the evening, which means perhaps
I dare say the threads of fate do conspire to compel your attendance. I think you'll find that any state brings one here. Even one so changed as you can still appear, no matter how queer the appearance.
Well, thanks for that. This is all new to me.
Indeed. Well,
maybe there's a way of ridding myself of this ailment, but wouldn't happen to know, Benny, would you?
There are lots of ways and lots of fays. I find in my experience some lessons are meaningless to those who have not learned them themselves. Perhaps you'd do well to find the center of that mass amidst the shadows. Talk again then. Talk of ways.
All right, let's get out of here and.
By the way, anybody wants to can roll an insight.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, this guy's shady as shit.
Talash, you definitely know that Garçon is trying to look disinterested in your desires, floating behind you. But he's definitely not disinterested.
Simon, I think you led us into the boss battle before we were ready.
I'm just gonna back away slowly and attempt not to trip over this log.
Alright.
I'm still shook that you're a barbarian. That's funny as shit.
Yeah, I kind of thought it'd be perfect.
I love it so much.
Do you withdraw back over the edge?
Yeah.
This light-ridden place tries to hold you, but then 3 piercing rays of shadow cast upon the tip of your finger, spread like a vein, crisscrossing like the symbol, and you're back at Shadow's Edge.
Lee, turn the music back up.
Yeah. So, I mean, the music's on.
Oh, I'm just not hearing it because I'm down.
You guys, so you guys are in Shadow's Edge, and you feel that to your west is where the last 2 desires to be collected remain.
Well then, wait, last 2 desires.
Well,
He
did say that there are 2 things left for you to get. He seems to think that you'll need to come with 6 things.
Oh!
He probably has the 7th.
Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and use my dagger on these jobs.
Alright, yeah, as you cut it, you feel the ichor slicker your hands. And the dagger, as you look down, is no longer metal. It's ebon, sprouting from your wrist, twisting on a vine.
Oh, what the fuck?
Dripping with a golden ichor, more like a sweet cutting honey. Your dagger has become a dagger +1. It also does 1d4 necrotic.
So weird. Okay. Let's get out of here.
That, you might want to get that checked out.
I think so.
Might want to get that checked out. Oh god, is Roll20 going to do that stupid thing to me again where it fucks itself? No, okay, good. Yes, you come upon more edge. It seems to all be a break with what should be and what is.
Oh, is that the place we have to go?
And up is the path to the shadow. It darkens ahead of you, and you feel forlorn. A familiar emotion, Paria. You know its overwhelming weight from the mist. You know it wants to conquer you, to drag you down to its level, to keep you mired in the muck. It is not a happy place. Perhaps not a sad one either. Perhaps it's just Did you delete your token?
No.
Oh, no, you popped back here. Never mind. Perhaps it's nothingness. You head off into the shadows. And it's dark. Darker and darker in these woods. And you move for a time in complete darkness until you arrive at a place with a raised area that still seems, after a tight gap, a raised area that seems to have someone sitting on it. A glum-looking fellow. An elf with a bare, fit crack of a smile and lazy eyelids. He doesn't bother to look over at you. He's just resting on his thumb.
This place is dark and full of terrors.
Yes.
What log face?
The elf looks over at Simon and says, "Oh, hello there," in a rather Eeyorish tone. How are you?
Oh, just walking around Balian forest. You know how it is.
Walking, how drone.
How are you?
Oh, terrible. Like every day. You cannot help but feel there is some weight to Esker's words. There is, if not light, then an absence of shadow around him. Almost as if though all this darkness is his penumbral shadow.
Whoa.
Yes.
What?
And in this moment you feel you have stepped into Esker's penumbra. Anybody wants to can roll Arcana.
Alright. Feast and famine.
Can I roll a religion, maybe?
Yeah, you can roll religion. Tell me, are you walking to a dinner party?
I suppose we are.
Yes. I've had my fill of desire and my fill of sorrow. Too large now, bloated with the weight of the dance. Cool. But you're still going, aren't you?
Well, we're trying to. Hey, by any chance, does your dissatisfaction with dinner parties have anything to do with the dead guy over here? And I point towards the stone and dead dinner guest.
Did he die? How misfortunate. But then, misfortune falls in my shadow.
Oh, well, in that case, I hope you don't mind if I back up 2 steps.
I'm used to leading a lonely life. I am the last of the dance, and the joy has gone from my step. I was Lord once, the Lord of the dance. But no, to think of it brings me sorrow. Oh, but I am only sorrow. Can't help but note that there's a stone. And Simon, That stone looks like something that belongs to you.
Hey, hang on just a cotton-picking second. Are those my glasses? Oh my god, my glasses!
Well, who's to say?
I hurry over. And
You come on some brambles and there's thorns here, and it's tight, and you hear. And
I'm gonna cut them with my axe.
roll me an attack with advantage as you have mastered this terrain to just break your way through. Yeah, so you break your way through with ease. You come upon the stone. And as you reach out to touch it, you feel it spark and shudder and grow. And you know your desire has come forth. And
oh joy!
Yep. So Simon's desire has revealed itself. And Eska says, well. Tell me, do you dance?
Arya is going to be like, I'm not sure I dance anymore now that this has happened to me.
I too know the weight of change, the weight of consumption.
I don't dance per se, but I could blow a mead horn.
Can you? Yes, I heard your salute. A rare treat. The Bone Rider saluted you in return. The things here are afraid to dance with you now. But can you blow your horn to make them dance?
Oh, jeez, I don't know. You know.
Perhaps. It was but a passing thought. It doesn't matter either way. Just my shadows swamping everything around me. The bristling briars and brakes all about him on his little reel, lined with the wear and tear of erosive tears. Seems almost a fortress of unlight in this deep, dark, cutting wood. He seems interested, though, in dance. Good old insight.
Just him or all of us?
Anyone who wants to. Anyone who's listening to this and is reading into what Esker is saying. Flesh Party, you know that exactly what Esker wants is a funky get-down dance party in his area right now. But he's just too forlorn to give voice to his desire.
Well, pal, if you want to get a little funky and, bust out the bongo drums and, have a little dance party, I hear there's a guy who's having a dinner party. You could come with us.
Party. I used to like parties. Dancing all but occasions. They always sucker you in with the free champagne and the liqueurs and the fruit. I would let
So growing up
again eye upon the fruit. Yeah?
Growing up in the Feywild, I'm already forgetting where I grew up. Oh my god. Growing up in Storvington, I'd probably know a lively sailor's jig or two, right?
Right.
Can I try whistling one or
Yeah, give me a perform. Esker the Glum is like, oh please, I really can't right now. The stillness suits me. But perhaps if we had some brass to accompany us.
Play that horn again. My character's like,
Esker shakes his head slowly. He's like, no.
Can I add give the aid action with prestidigitation to create kind of a sound effect?
You can. You're making a lot of noise, and as you do, you notice that there are shadows in the corners of this place, and they're beginning to seep out. Like
it's the only song I know.
Or Simon, advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so Simon, roll me one more performance for your advantage. Oh,
woo! Nice.
And as all of them gather around, Esker stepped up off of his stump and revealed he was sitting this whole time on a stone, glistening with something like dew, and with a single thwap of his clogs upon the ground, the bramble he had gathered around him shatters and dissipates. The rents heal, and he smiles a wry little Eskery smile as the darkness around him comes crashing, smashing in.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Grab your desire and let's go to a party before too much time passes.
I think you're right. So tiresome is often the opening jig. And Esker dances, and as he dances, and prances, and lances with his knife-like knees, something strange happens. Something beyond his bones, his calcium, his manganese. His foes begin to explode, and with them, ripples of the darkness fade. It is still a dark place. Perhaps not as dark as once it was. And Esker seems to grow a little more diminutive of stature. And as you all hurry on, you seem to come round a bend and find yourselves somewhere you rather were not. But back again in a dead wood. And you find places set. And you see sitting two familiar skeletons, dinner guests. And at one edge of the table, you see a thief of desire who turns and gives a sorry smile.
That does not look like a smile, my friend.
Yes, and
my character just looks right back at her, also brambled.
With a tip and a tap of Esker's clog, he produces a desire 10 times as large.
Oh my god. Damn, this desire real big.
I think he's compensating. I whisper that, by the way.
And you see it dance and shake, and with each stab and step of his jig, it grows smaller. And something falls from Esker, makes its way out. He seems a little less lively, but more himself. Just himself. He goes skinnier almost to the bone. Almost bone thin as he dances around. And by the time he reaches the table, his desire is perhaps a bit more small. And says, I finally danced off all the weight. Garçon says, of eating your friends? No. The weight of the dance. What in the same? Come the voice of the thief of desire. But come. And you see, behind the skeletons, the stones flash from you to there and out into their full potential. And behind the thief of desire, a gray emerald emerges. And once more, Garçon rolls D1000. And it rings around the edge of the plate. Landing on its side. But not back in Garçon's palm. He shrugs and says, well then, shall we?
Oh boy. I suppose we should, otherwise, no chance for us to get out, right?
Indeed, quite.
I always heard you shouldn't eat food in the Feywilds.
Oh, well, it's a good thing that this
I've heard that
meal
too.
is conceptual. Indeed. Garçon,
That's even worse.
would you, serve the desires? Certainly. He snaps his finger. Everyone makes a charisma save.
So I might be like, charisma save or die. No fail.
Oh.
Damn, Talash.
Talash?
Got that warlocky charisma.
Something of your desire's hidden nature, and the strength of your soul, and the snakiness of your slithering, scything spirit keeps your desire large and in charge and behind you, but everyone else's winds up on the table, and the thief of desires is there just as large as before. And she says, so, welcome, my privy council, to the dinner of 6 and 2. I see you've all found your invitations, and found them wanting. Those little stones now turned to so much more. Jewels of a new crown. And as she says this, you can't help but feel her features grow a little more elvish. A little bit more like an ancient elvish queen might look. And she says, so, tell me. I have a proposition. Give your desire to me, and I will grant you powers, little powers, but next to me, you will not be in my shadow, but in my glorious grace upon my powerful mass. And when we return to my realm, all shall bend the knee. Garçon, if you would conduct the affairs. Garçon says, yes, we will be hearing in clockwise fashion from Our Lady Queen Celestra. We have you! He snaps a finger at a skeleton. It looks at him and clacks his jaw. Insightful. Very well. The skeleton's desire floats forth, and the thief of desire chomps it. And then boop, it grows out of hers, and hers seems to become larger to accommodate it. And Esker, if you would. I suppose I have danced away the dance. Blink. And you? Very well. The Thief of Desire eats and eats and eats. And she too begins to grow larger. And you, Simon.
Oh boy. Look, it's a very nice offer.
So the Thief of Desire snaps, and all of a sudden, your glasses are on your face. Your absolutely elegant, charming glasses. And what's more, they seem to have an extra luster to them, an extra shine, an extra sheen.
Oh boy. What do we get in return exactly for letting you have our desires? Because, I mean, look at me right now. And I strike a pose. It's
so
gotta be.
Charming, Simon, so charming. I would never rob you of your fine, fine spectacles. You see, this is merely a misunderstanding. The stealing and all that, it was the invitation, just a little thread. Now all I need is what I have given you a sight of back. You can keep the glasses, it's no matter. I've even spruced them up a little just for you.
A religion or something to figure out what would
roll Arcana.
Yeah, like,
roll
I'd also roll insight.
Roll Arcana or religion or insight. Try to roll only 2 of those 3, but
I mean, I'm only good at one, so I'm not gonna roll one.
Talash, you know that the soul strand, that there are strands of soul, not unlike a thread, and that certain entities, once they have a little bit of it, can draw it like a pasta, or perhaps a little bit of silk from a spinner, and to drain it, and to drain it, and to drain it until there's nothing left. Greg, Simon thinks that she's being sincere about everything. A bit strange in her way of phrasing it. And Taria, you know the impossible. You remember in this moment some thought put in your brain from out of time and space, here in the Fae, forming like a little acorn that's just sprouted in the back of your skull. Maybe a little acorn has just sprouted in the back of your skull. Come to think of it, as you feel around at your expanding crown, twisted and writhing and wanting to absorb. And you know that her task was to join together those 7 stones again in a crown made of 1 and 6 parts, but at a joining of 6 and 2. This was the impossible task, for which in return she would receive not just back her crown, but the gems so beautiful none, no mortal could bear to look upon them.
Did the prophecy say that she was gonna, like, be the harbinger of the end times or some shit? Like, is there a downside to this?
She was an elvish queen.
Mm-hmm.
And she spurned the Fae. Those who worship the Fae think that she was some mix between hubristic and evil and anti-nature.
Well, I've always kind of, I've learned a lot about the Fae, and, I've always been mindful of them, but I think it's been pretty obvious this entire session that my opinion of the Fae is, oh, motherfucker, here they are again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to go for this. I'm gonna ask. Oh wait, sorry, it's not my turn. But yeah. All right. That's my
so it is Simon's turn.
We could all discuss it between ourselves.
Yeah. So at that suggestion, I'm going to be like what I am right now. I have a new desire. I want to be not this. So she can fix me.
She reaches out a brambly hand and gives you a simple caress of the shoulder and says, "Oh, don't worry. You can be anything I want once I have my crown."
Oh. That sounds good.
I don't know if I entirely want her to have a piece of me.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I think I might.
The Thief of Desire is like, "Well then, Paria." And she plucks your desire and eats it. And it sprouts out through her head and into the gem. And now
my brush back.
She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She needs 2 more. Garçon looks back and forth and says, "Fascinating." Flicks his coin. It lands one side or the other before peering back in his hand, and he says, "Well then, I see 2 guests in disagreement. I am a neutral arbiter. I suggest that whatever he was about to say is cut off, as behind him shings to life a strange desire. A desire full of light, but harboring a deep green."
Oh.
Oh wow, look at that.
Garçon looks behind him and says, "Madam, I do not suppose I have been invited here to a dinner for 6 and 2, to be dragged into this affair. I think you know well those who trifle with me do not enjoy the outcome. You are in my domain." He cannot finish this sentence, however, because the Thief of Desire snaps her fingers, and suddenly a sea of brambles overwhelms Garçon, cuts at his flesh, and where it does, he regenerates, and his hands begin to pour forth flames. But he sinks. He sinks and sinks beneath them until you see him cast a hand, and his desire rolls and clinks against a tree. The Thief of Desire rises and says, "Well then, I suppose I'll just have to take," and rolls initiative.
I've made a terrible mistake.
Okay, lady. Well, to me, it looks like you just opened something. And I'll tell you, it ain't carrots. And it ain't peas. It ain't even kippers and salted beef. You, my friend, have just opened up a great big can of whoop ass.
I'm gonna roll my initiative. I think I want that back.
So, to begin with, Talash, you are the first up. You know that Esker and the skeletons sit indifferently at their place.
Alright. So just thinking, alright. Damn it. What's the range on this line? 30 feet. Sorry, having to do math. Alright, so I will move here. And then that should be within 30 feet, yeah. So I will cast Agonazar Scorcher.
Mm-hmm.
Second level. So it has to make a dexterity save.
All right.
I rolled poorly, but whatever.
Oh,
damn.
shit. It doesn't actually have that high of stats. It rolled an 18 on its dice.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a +3. It just rolled an 18. So,
right.
does it take half?
Yeah, it takes half.
So it takes 4 fire damage.
Yes.
Let me just check something here. Well, yeah, okay. So it burns, and she's like, ugh, you made a mistake. All right, so is there anything else on your turn? Also, your desire floats behind you. It seems to be afraid of her.
Yeah. No, that's my turn.
All right.
Because I can't go any
Thief of
further
Desire,
back,
as
I
a
guess.
bonus action, turns to Paria and says, "Come, my little venomous beast." And as a bonus action, she snaps her fingers, and you feel yourself changing a little. Changing bit by bit. First, very slowly, and then very quickly, as bark turns to chitin, and winnowy roots turn to a hunky, chunky meat. And
oh my god.
yes, you find what the fuck? No, I was.
Oh
It's
my
supposed to be a
god!
token. I don't know the version. It's a token. Why? Okay, it's because it's not actually token circled. Okay, that's stupid. Okay. That should work. But yeah, as you become something other, she says, "Now then, obey your nature and do just what scorpions do, and roll me an int save at disadvantage."
Yeah, okay. This is definitely happening.
Okay, so, let's see what the Thief of Desire rolls. Okay, so you do in fact feel compelled. Let me give you control of this character. Yeah, so you have the stats of a giant scorpion, and you enter initiative on initiative order 6, and you are compelled to attempt to poison either Talash or Simon.
Should I re-enter as a DM and just fuck around with the actual scorpion stats?
Or I can drag out a giant scorpion and give them to you.
You can do that too. I'll rejoin as a player. Never mind.
Yeah, but yeah. So with that being said, so that was her bonus action, and now as her main action, she is going to hurl a baleful rain of thorns at Talash's general direction. And does a 15 break your AC at this moment, Talash? Or because I know you said, or you don't have the thing you said.
I have a shield that I can cast, which I'm going to do.
All right. So an entire 10-foot square is just like rained in, fucking thorns. But your shield, an unseen bear, you shrink into existence, dispatches all of them. And yeah, your AC is boosted by that from along. And she moves to behind these. So Giant Scorp. Okay, yeah. Alright, in players' journals. Boop. Can be edited by. Boop. Alright, Pat, you have access to the giant scorpion stats.
Excellent. Is it my turn?
Not yet. So that was the Thief of Desire's turn. Bonus action, action move. Simon Slouch, it is your turn.
I go into a Barbarian Rage.
Alright, already. I'll float on. Alright, already. Alright, so you are raging.
I'm going to go over to her.
Hop over the table.
Yes. And
You sort of like dive kick through this skeleton and knock off its head.
no, I'm gonna leave the skeleton alone.
Okay. You clamber over the skeleton casually.
Give me 1 second to look at some stuff.
Is that it?
Guys, I just want to reiterate that I actually had no idea this would happen.
Sure.
No, I'm being so fucking serious.
So I am going
I literally asked.
to activate my Great Weapon Master Human Variant feat,
Alright.
so that I get advantage on the attack and it's -5 penalty to the attack roll if it hits, but add 5 to the damage.
I thought it was 10
then-
damage.
10 to the damage, right? And then I'm going to reckless attack.
Alright, for the advantage. Okay, so the -5 evens out. Let's see it. Yes, that's a hit. Roll that fucking damage.
So plus 10 to whatever you got.
So 26.
Okay. With a great and felling blow, you chop deep into her trunk, and she cries out in terrible agony, and ichor flows forth, and blood flows forth, and faces and places and spaces flow forth into your mind. Onto the floor, a palace is wrecked upon the dining set. Stucco walls stick between dead grasses. She's become more conceptual queen than a human being or an elf or anything else. She has become multitudes, and she will die as one. It is so. Is it your whole turn, or
Movement, I think. Yep, that's everything.
all right? It is a giant scorpion's turn.
Okay. So, I'm pretty much obligated to attack you guys, right? So,
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack Talash. Let's see. Sorry. So, of course, my character's not really in control here. So, I make 3 attacks, 2 with my claws and 1 with my stings.
Oh, Jesus.
So he is still Talash is still benefiting from shield because it hasn't been Talash's turn again yet. So does that mean that only the crit hits?
Yeah, only the crit hits.
All right. So that's
Like
10
that's
bludgeoning from a claw.
10 damage.
Oh, but you're grappled.
And now you're grappled.
All right, so you're grappled and you've taken 10 damage. The pincers of this giant scorpion close around you. And is that the end of your turn, giant scorpion, or did you do something else?
So I'm grappled. I'm grappling Talash. I can move him, right?
Yeah, you can just carry him with you, like in your hand.
Yeah. Where? I think I'm gonna go over. Kind of like, how much movement do I have? I'm here originally, so my movement speed is. Come on, open. Come on.
40.
So that was 25 feet. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go the full 40 as close as I can. to Simon.
All
So
right.
maybe, yeah, like here.
Yep. All right, and at the end of your turn, roll me an int save from the giant scorpion.
That's not gonna work.
Nice. You feel as if though you are consciously aware of the fact that you're being dominated, but whether or not you can or want to do anything about that is still up in the air. But yeah. It is Talash's turn. Talash, what is your passive insight?
Passive insight?
It's just like what you add to your roll plus 10.
Yeah, insight would be 11.
Feel like maybe the giant scorpion is something's going on inside of its skull, but you can't tell what. Like maybe it's trying to fight this.
Yeah, I have an idea. I'm just I don't know mechanically how that would work. Otherwise, I'll just waste this. Screw it. Risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to try animal friendship on it.
Oh my god.
To try to charm you. Make you...
Oh my god, are you going to try and counter-charm me? I don't know if that would work.
I don't know, but...
Alright. Give it to me, Talash. Give it to me. Alright. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must hear you if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher. The spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, so make me a whiz saving throw, Pat. So, the giant scorpion becomes obedient to you. Its mind seems to be particularly vulnerable. It doesn't just become your friend, but your servitor. You may command it and it must obey. It is in a broken and vulnerable state.
Alright, that's my action. Could I try to move out? Like, I'm in, like...
Yeah, and by the way, you can tell the scorpion to stop grabbing you when it can stop grabbing you.
Yeah.
You are in op range of the Thief of Desire. Yeah, you are in op range.
Alright, so I'll just say let go.
Alright, and do you give your giant scorpion any further directives?
And attack the thief.
Alright. Pretty unambiguous. It is the Thief of Desire's turn. The Thief of Desire is going to slash or whack the Shadow Arced branch and a Shadow Arced branch, and neither of them are going to fucking hit you. And then, as a bonus action, she's going to lean over and off of the head of this skeleton. It drops to the ground, destroyed. And she seems to regain some succor from this. It is Simon Slouch's turn.
Same deal, I think.
And by the way, behind you, you hear like a breakthrough in the bramble and like a fighting in that down there, and it's just spreading and spreading and spreading, and the dead earth is churning and yearning. And it's just the brambles are breaking up through, and the branches and the brambles are just breaking up through the table. And by the way, you see something. The placemat is dislodged, and you see one last stone. Underneath the placemat set before the Thief of Desire. Ooh, I regret to wait. You have advantage because of flanking, but regrettably a 14 does not break her AC.
I will then.
Wait, was the Thief of Desire attacking me or Simon?
Simon.
She was attacking me.
Yeah, because Simon like knocked out over half her health in a single attack.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I guess that's all I got.
If reckless attack, I don't mean to screw you over, but reckless attack gives advantage.
Yeah, I think I already had advantage 2 ways. One because we're flanking, and then
right, because you had reckless attack previously.
Right. So does that give me another attack with advantage? Or?
No, it means she had advantage when she attacked you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So she lands a crit.
Yeah, sorry.
That's right. That's right. So both of those actually hit.
So 16 and now you're raging.
Yeah.
Right. So I take half of that.
You are going to be whacked for 11, a third of your HP, as her shadow arcing branches flitter in and out and strike you. These churning and yearning, barkish masses wanting to be more. Molten gold and hordes and more, soaring dragons and skies within her eyes. This is a queen who would be all. So yeah, that's Simon's turn, right? And now I move on to the giant scorpion. Giant scorpion, you are dominated by Talash. Talash has ordered you to attack the thief.
Then I shall. Oops, I clicked sting twice. Only ignore the first, or the second one, sorry. So the first one seems to be 23. Do I have advantage on account of...
Yeah, I'll call you flanking.
Probably
I'll call you
not.
flanking.
Oh, yeah?
The target is regrettably a 16, though, so that sting isn't going to hit.
Alright, the 2 claws do, though.
Alright, yeah, so you crack and crack for 19 bludgeoning as you snip and snap off at her elbows. Her arms break away and must regrow. She turns in anger and awe and screams. Also, these trunks are like her former arms that you've clipped off.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Iker is staining the field, the only true green here, and it is a grisly one.
Gonna use that moss as her Iker.
Yo, not bad idea. But so that's the giant scorpion's turn. Talash, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm going to... Just looking at this. New spell I'm not familiar with.
New spell, who this?
Yeah, basically. Simple melee. You know what? No, I'm not going to use it. Alright, I'm going to use Burning Hands at 2nd level.
Alright, you're going to lay hands on her.
Yeah.
The dex save.
Do I have to make one too?
I was actually angling it northward, so it just would barely, like, she'd get caught in the edge.
Okay, and you also, like, light the dinner table on fire.
Yeah. Acceptable losses.
Yes, the stone glistens in the midst of the flames. Its desire seems to be spoken to by destruction. Yeah, Simon's desire is floating behind him, a little bit meeker, but still there. So that's Talash's turn, and Talash, how much damage do you do?
16.
Oh. Yes. She is consumed in the conflagration. The flames overwhelm her. You see many things live and many things die by her hand in this time. You see ages. You see desire. A desire unmet. A stone.
Oh.
A stone still on the table. Garçon bursts his head through for a moment and says, "Her crown! You must crack her crown!" As a bramble seeks to stab into his Adam's apple and tear apart his throat. But his tongue reaches out 10 sizes too large and cracks them away. But he's submerged again.
Where is her? Oh, her crown is over here.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, as a spiteful reaction, she snaps her fingers, and the giant scorpion disappears. Placed by the humble Kip.
Oh, motherfucker.
Wow.
Am I still under Talash's control?
Yes, Talash owns you. Your small Kip brain obeys. Talash, it is your turn.
I will use my turn and say, "Kip, go break the crown."
Ow. Okay.
I literally didn't even think of that until just now. Alright. Yeah, so Kip, what do you want to do? Oh, by the way,
Kip's gotta
actually,
go break the
Talash,
crack.
Talash, make me an Arcana with advantage.
Alright, hold on.
You could probably tell me.
Talash, you get the feeling that you need to use something to affect that, because it's not just a physical thing; it's a conceptual thing.
Oh.
The rock that should have spawned it could shatter it, but a desire could overtake it, subsume it, become it.
So,
anew.
out of character, I basically just try to absorb it or something.
Do you want to have you could use your desire and stab it into hers.
Yeah,
or
that's what I was asking.
You could stab Garson's into it, or you could stab Simon's. Simon's is a little small right now.
Yeah. Do I know what effect I would have?
Do you know what?
Like, what would happen if someone else shoved a desire into it? Would it break both, or?
You aren't entirely sure, but you get the feeling that what's been started here would finish, but for someone other than her.
Alright. Then I would take my move action, because she's dead, right?
She's burning and boiling like a Wicked Witch of the West. She can't act anymore, but she's not yet fully destroyed.
Alright, so I will move my action to over there.
Right. And
I can't attack because I just cast a spell.
But can you roll me the better of your Wiz or Int as a check?
A check?
Yeah.
Alright, 15.
Your desire chinks against it, wanting to pierce, but not quite able. It would be the Thief Desire's turn. Things burn. There is a shuddering of this place, and some of the outer platforms fall and smash and slop and boil into churning unmass below. Things begin to chip and twip and flip away. Dead trees falling, grass molting. It's Simon Slouch's turn.
So the objective here is to break that thing, right?
Well, that is one possible thing that Simon Slouch could do, yes. I mean, you get the feeling that if you used this rock to smash that stone, it would be over. You get the feeling that if you stabbed your candy corn into it, it would also be over, but in a different way.
Do I get the vibe of good different or bad different?
Roll me an Arcana.
Depends on your will.
I also imagine what definition of good and bad is different here.
Simon gets the feeling that that thing was a hollow vessel made without her desire. For some reason, even though it reflected her desire. Perhaps it was conceptually formed from her original crown, but for some reason she hadn't introduced her desire to it yet. That's why it's up for the taking. If he put his in there, the crown would be his. You also know, however, that it will require 6 in 1 to be pure.
I'm gonna go right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my trident and wedge the rock in between the gap.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I am going to give it a mighty throw.
Alright.
Nice.
Give me that attack. Give me that attack.
Could I do reckless attack here?
Yeah.
This seems pretty reckless.
This is pretty reckless.
I mean, if it fails, the thing might fall off and we would be left with no other means to...
Yeah, I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be an improvised weapon, though?
Nah.
You mean the rock itself? Well, so I would say the delivery method is the trident. The damage method is the rock. So the proficiency is the trident. Is the ruling I'm going to make here. In the real world, throwing a trident with a rock on it might not be a great idea, but in a conceptual realm.
Alright.
Yes.
Oh yeah, either way. So that Olympic Eat, you and the crown cracks. And you hear 10,000 fey voices laughing in the distance. The desires float away. And clink, clink, clink to the ground. And no sooner have they done this than you see them begin to drain.
Can I rush over and grab Pariah's
Yeah.
desire?
You see that the two that immediately drain are the ones of the skeletons. But the desires of the dance and Pariah's desire remain. Yeah, you take them. Or you take Pariah's desire. Pariah, it is your turn. You are a kip. What do you do?
Talash, what was your last command for me?
Attack
the stone?
the thief. No, it's attack the thief, because it doesn't change once I make it.
You did tell me to break the crown, right? You told me to break...
Yeah,
I don't remember if you told me to break the crown or break the stone.
I think you said break the crown, specifically.
I think you said break the crown.
Okay, then there's no crown, so allowed to freely act?
Yeah. There's no imperative is currently active. What do you and
Well,
your kip brain do?
correct me if I'm wrong, Lee, but would my kip have some sort of
You would know that you want this.
connection with that? Well, then my character's my kip would act as a simple-minded kip and go towards the object of its want, probably peck at it a little bit.
It rolls around a little. Thing. But yeah, the Thief of Desire says no and folds and molts into a million torrid strips. Garçon bursts forward a little worse for wear and says, well, this has been quite the dinner party. And as everything sort of cracks about a little, Esker, a little less glum, does a little dance to celebrate. One of the skeletons dances with him, and they swing about the remains of the destroyed body. And Garçon brushes himself off, walks around, snaps a finger and his desire disappears, and says, my, how terrible that an event I hosted were to go so awry. Well, I certainly apologize. Oh my, your friend seems to have become quite delicious.
Peck.
And he's like, well, yes. Well. And he looks at the two empty stones, and he's like, sort of leans over and aims it at over here, and he's like, do you think these would make nice, like maybe I put them on a stick and the tiki torch sort of a situation, or is that just tacky?
Yeah, man, that's a little morbid and altogether not appropriate.
Ooh, Sir Slouch does remind me of propriety. My apologies, sir, to have even voiced so terrible idea. I'll just put these away for safekeeping.
People died, man.
Oh, well, I suspect that the skeletons died a little while ago. But he points over at the one dancing around Esker the less glum and says, that one seems to not mind so much. Anyway, I do believe that you all had appointments you were getting on to. Yeah. How much for the kit?
Not for sale.
What are you offering?
How long till she turns back to normal? Do you know?
Talash wouldn't be intimately familiar with this form of polymorphine, but it's possible it's not polymorphine, that it was more a reflection of the change of that entity inherently by the manipulation of the soul strands that she had access to. If her soul strands have been remanipulated, then it's not a matter of time, but a question of somebody else marionetting it.
That's why I'm asking.
Basically,
What
what
are
I've
you
already
offering?
established in canon. Yeah.
Garcon is like, He pulls out one of the empty stones. He's tossing it now. He's like, do you fancy this?
Can I roll an Arcana on what it can do?
Yeah. You know that this is known as...
Do you need to text me?
No. A thread of the diadem. A thread of the diadem is made from a very... Well, people don't know how it's made. You seem to have just witnessed one, though. If Talash comes to fully understand the events he's just seen transpire, he might write a very informative book, or tell no one and keep the knowledge to himself. But the important thing here is that a needle of the diadem can be used to alter the fabric of the very soul. Very dangerous. If not used in precisely the correct way, it can do terrible things, poke holes in the soul, create leaks, thresh, destroy entities, remake them in horrible ways. But it can also be made to do wondrous things. Defy fate, break a curse, bestow a blessing. Some say even offer true resurrection at a price. But honestly, if it weren't for the fact that you just saw it and saw all those things happen, you might not have even believed that the soul diadems, the threads of the diadem exist.
Well, he is evil, so showed.
He's like, well then. He tosses you the diadem, and he's like, well then, all things considered. He comes over and picks up the kip and gives him a nice,
before that happens...
Yeah, yes?
Before he goes over and picks up the kip, I will strike him with an axe.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit. Alright. Give me your attack.
Recklessly.
Great Weapon Master 2?
Yes. The whole kit and caboodle.
So -5 to +10.
Alright, so he's like here when you do it. So, as you swing the axe at him, the green ichor turns black, and then brown, and then peels a bit. And he looks at you and says, oh, well, I suppose you also have partial concern over your esteemed colleague. What do you propose we do?
I propose you don't buy my chicken friend and let her...
Do you have a means to return this kip to their former form?
No, but I don't want her to be eaten.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to eat her. Just happens to be delicious. It was an observation. You can roll an insight on that if you want.
Instead, I'm going to roll intimidation and say, leave the threads, leave the chicken, and leave.
You'd probably say let us leave, because this is technically probably his domain.
And yeah, I'm also going to throw in let us leave.
Alright, you can pop the intimidation. Okay, he's going to be like, oh, forgive me. Heralded by the Bone Rider. Yes. Well, this place is here because I'm here. If I walk away, it walks with me. So, if you want to leave, that seems counterintuitive. But yes, I didn't bring you here, and I shan't keep you, but he gestures over at the pool of many things, the pool of swirling ambitions and dreams and gold. And when you look into this pool, you see where you were the moment the theft occurred. He says, "Step through the pool. It'll drop you out. Otherwise, you could head back through the rift and wander. Uncalled, you will emerge in a wood. I can't vouch for which one."
Okie doke. So then I take my desire, take my Kip friend, take her desire, look at Talash and say, "Tally ho!" and jump through.
Oh, my hero.
And Talash, what do you do?
Yeah, I would have already started walking as soon as you said that's the way home. I've sold the chicken. I'm done.
All right, yeah. So
You're not going to take your goods? I mean, really, you didn't. It's not so much that you sold the chicken, is that I helped you steal a thread of desire.
No, I'm taking
an item.
And again, two strangers and a Kip wander into a field as they hear the sound of someone disappearing, chasing into a wood as someone's yelling about a thief.
We're still on the Dead Woods page.
Yes, all rather queer, but behind you, you see the paths back to where you were, and the Kip sees some tasty grass and grains.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, and there's a shiny rock next to the Kip. Yeah. So
We'll get you a necklace to put that on, little buddy.
Pack.
yeah. So, Talash, are you just gonna?
Yeah, that was petty.
You gonna peace out with the treasure?
Yeah, basically.
Aight. You ride off into the sunset, and go around whatever is happening here. Simon, you've got this weird, thing. Almost feels like chaos, but in your hand. It feels as if though you could control it. You could exert some grand energy. And, you have a small Kip friend and her desire. As you walk away, you notice that on your face you have, again, the elegant glasses, but your stone has disappeared. And as you walk away, you find that the Kip is now wearing a brooch. And Pat, roll me 1d100. Indeed. You see that where your Kip friend had been, your compatriot returns after a fashion.
Oh, I can live with this.
And with that, we pan out and rest. Thanos rests on a thankful galaxy, or what the fuck ever. Yeah, thank you for coming. That was Into the Woods. I think that we're gonna begin with Q Prime for favorite, least favorite, what we want to see more of.
And was it horror?
And was it horror? Fuck, I always forget to ask that first one. Yes.
Favorite is I liked the difference. It was more of a complexity to it. Just going background, like going into the Feywild or the pseudo Fey. That was fascinating. I would love to see more of that. What I didn't like was actually my own choice of character, to be honest.
Do you feel that if the document had like I could have better prepared you for what you're going into?
Yeah, like I picked Talash mostly just because I was like, oh, he's a level 3 and I haven't played this character really. But I didn't like how I built them. So I think it would have been better if I had chosen a different character. one that was more emotive, because he's kind of written as a asshole who just wants for himself.
That's fair.
That's appropriate sometimes.
Yeah, true. Was it horror? Yes, it was. I can't put my finger on what. Mostly like not mystery, but kind of intrigue. And what would I like to see more of? Just kind of more of the Feywilds and more interaction with Fey, because they're always fascinating because they have concepts of the immaterial.
Very true.
Yeah, and were there any like scenes that stood out like as the intrigue sort of horror?
The chess game actually. I thought that was fascinating in a conceptual way, because you had it planned out with if we broke the rules what would happen, but I felt like I had to test to see, because that's what my character would do. That really cemented, we're in another being's domain. We know that, but we don't have what's the word? We don't really have control of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. And any other closing comments, or?
Nope, I'm good.
Awesome, thank you. And thank you for coming, of course. Greg.
Okay. So, this is what I like, what I dislike, and what is it hard, and what I want to see more of, what I want to see less of.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so what I liked was the chess game felt like straight freaking. I don't know if you're familiar with the Magicians, but it almost kind of felt. That's my shit. That. It's a really good show.
That's what I was getting to. It's like dealing with the fucking the creatures from what's the thing under Corn Bells? The Narnia.
The thing under where? Oh yeah. And it also the chess game part really felt like the school game they played, Break Bills, where like they have all the squares and the magic, like each square had something different that happens. It was just very unpredictable, completely different rules. It almost like stripped down a character's class into, oh yeah, you might be a wizard or whatever, but right now you are a bishop or a rook or a pawn or a knight, and so you can't do things the way you would normally do it. It really shook things up in a way, and like it brings me to my next point of this whole place feeling alien. It definitely had that build of feeling like stepping into a primordial jungle or like a forest on another planet. Really is and it's technically what it is. I mean, and not knowing like the font. Like at one point, I thought like maybe all the vines were alive. That shit was insane. What I disliked, being in the Fae in general, it just the general uneasiness all over. I think I can safely say I don't ever want to go into the Fae again, but I definitely want to, like in my own games, throw my players into the Fae.
Yo, right? Because it's kind of bullshit mode times 9,000.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think this character he'll be scarred for life, and probably if he ever gets robbed, will just be like, oh well, fuck it.
At least it wasn't by the Fae this time.
He's not going to figure out who it's by because he's not going to chase him. He's just straight up not. He's like, oh, well, I'll just buy new glasses. I'm not doing this shit again.
You know, in a way, it's like teaching you to be less materialistic, right?
Yeah. It really helped him let go of his desires.
That's the Fae for you. Helping you in ways that terrify you and scar you for life.
Absolutely was horror. And like I know I was pretty bold about moving around the map, but that was only because I felt like the first thing I see, I'm fucking chucking a trident at it. But it definitely felt like there was going to be something around every corner, something under. I felt like one of those vines. I was going to slash it, and it was going to the rest of it was going to come out of the ground. It was very fucking unsure footing the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And what do you want to see more of?
Yeah, we want to see more.
Also, I don't know if Q Prime answered that.
Yeah, I did.
He did.
Oh, okay.
I want to see. It's hard to put in words. I don't know. Even though they were just glasses, even though each of our desires were just, I really like the hook, and I think I want to see more hooks like that, where it's I guess, obvious in a way, but also, and I guess part of it also relies on me when making the character, but have something that connects me or my character personally to the hook.
Yeah, because it's I have a desire for a personal item of great importance which has been stolen. I give it to you to say what the item is. Kind of like with I've robbed Torn Bells, the very first thing that Pat did, where you the sole connection was between you and a special item you had, and so,
it's been established. Yeah. No, this is a great. A
lore
this
call.
Is honestly
really.
A great.
And that last one that involved Faye too.
Book, closed book. Yeah,
exactly. But so more specialized hooks. I do think I've been falling down with incorporating the players into the hooks. I'll get a little too high up there with the concept when I'm getting inspired, and I won't work to thread it as well. And I think that you guys really took this and did pretty good with it, in part because you had that personal connection. You weren't just dicking around the Feywild. You were there for something. But yeah. Anything else you want to see more of, or?
Mini games and the chess game, and just the way that everything felt interactive. A lot of times, when you build a character and they're all right, well, pick your tools to be proficient with. Do you have a little dice set or a little sometimes that never comes into handy? And I guess the roles also help, but the fact that I got to because of my background shit, got to start with a musical instrument. I was like, fuck it, I'll bring a horn and I'll just obnoxiously play the horn at people. And it ended up being a thing that mattered and made it feel like little things matter. So I guess, yeah.
I love that you were definitely proficient in intimidation. Literally fucking Urkel walking around the Feywild intimidating motherfucker.
There's just some horrible Fey bone chariot flying around, and Urkel just hollers at them, but does it so well they're respect.
I love. Oh my gosh.
That's a moment I'm gonna take to the grave for sure. That is a dope ass moment.
Yeah.
The fucking character decision to make your character a barbarian.
It was.
I was what class would be fun, but the complete antithesis of what's going on with me, and I'm I was going either barbarian or he was gonna be a warlock who just.
I could see warlock. When I was drawing this, I'm yes, this is a wizard who studied at Torn Bells with the elves. I get this character. Totally different.
He's a barbarian bounty hunter.
Excellent.
The fact that he was unarmored, I wanted that to go along with it, and I'm well, it could be a monk. I play monk all together too many fucking times.
Yeah, no, I definitely could have seen a monk also, but damn, you chose well.
Do you have Greg? Do you have anything else you'd like to comment, or?
No, that's it.
Hey, I love this. So this was a great episode. Not only do we have the all the callbacks and book ending of the one-shot aspect of Chapter 1 of Wystmoor that we would desire from a Wystmoor one-shot, and also the last one-shot of Chapter 1. you've also did a spectacular game in and of itself. Yeah, no, we are in the end game now. This was the last peaceful one-off. We've got a two-parter coming up next, and you can only choose a previously played character. So this was also the last chance to introduce a new character.
Simon Slouch saves the world.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, if you want, totally play this character. If you want to play a previous character that I didn't get to draw, aka the one that took part in Night in the Museum, I would draw that character, presumably, for this. So don't worry about, lacking character art. It's mostly just the previous character leveled up to 15, because this is going to take place 10 years later.
Catch it next week.
That's next week.
Yeah, but Pat, feedback.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just chilling during my time to give you feedback. I'm sorry. I loved this session. What I liked, in addition to all the callbacks and references and, the book ending beauty of it, I liked the Feywild. I liked the whole fuckery and toying with the players, and literally with my character, it got so bad that she didn't even have control over her own fucking body, let alone her will at the end. And it was, look, I made a dumb decision in giving over my desire. I get that. I didn't realize it would come back to haunt me this spectacularly. But it did. What was I thinking?
You were almost a kip forever.
Honestly, yeah. If Jesus, I'm very lucky I rolled at least what I did. That was great. Also, I did not realize that my character would survive the chess match as changed entity. That was fucked. I loved that. The whole chess match actually was like a fucking crown jewel, as it were, of this spectacular session. What I didn't like. I will admit, I think it was kind of hard immediately to determine that this was an Easter egg hunt. I didn't realize it at first. We were just wandering around looking for these rocks and everything. And I thought it was kind of like a happy coincidence that we ran into one, or something like that. I didn't realize that we would not actually spend the whole session wandering through the Feywild looking.
Yeah, which is, in retrospect, not the most interactive way to do it.
Yeah. Also, not to critique you too hard, but
give it to me hard.
Okay. The whole Esker the Glum kind of fell a little flat. I don't know. I feel like you could have done more with that.
So it was supposed to be a combat encounter. And looking at my time and writing off, I believe it was a nat 20 intimidate from Simon after Talash helped him. I thought it was a beautiful moment to say, I don't have another hour and a half to add on to the session if I also want to give him a boss fight.
Yeah.
Or allow me to clarify before I get also defensive, though. So with Esker,
no.
Did you mean like the mechanical element of Esker's encounter, or did you mean?
No. I mean the character.
Okay, so the character fell flat.
The event.
Yeah. So it just wasn't. It wasn't engaging or interesting. Yeah, no. It's like chessboard. Everyone consistently liked it. I think you guys enjoyed the finale area.
Fantastic.
The middle zone was cool. So that really does leave like unless we want to critique the run-in segment, which is basically just an opener transition screen. His was really the last. His is the short straw area.
Right.
And as I looked at it, I even thought I guess I made these nooks and crannies, but what was the point? When would they go there? So
I also feel like the whole dancing aspect could have been played up more. Maybe if he had a dancing hall, or because I know that you have a lot of boss battles which feature dancing as a mechanic or something. I was kind of expecting a chessboard-esque mechanic where we were forced to perform for him or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
See, you're out here having better ideas than I do. You should run games.
No, you did a great job. I'm just thinking like.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It felt kind of disjuncted.
In a published version of this adventure, we would have a dance.
Yes,
segment with Esker.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so
I loved it though. Don't get me wrong. This is not a negative critique about the whole session or even that segment. It's just
but
like
also he was the least interesting character. Because he was just he was literally just like Elf Eeyore. I mean, there was
that was definitely a big vibe I got from him.
There was a little
also,
bit.
You didn't I like that he was a cannibal. That was an interesting aspect of his character that came out like kind of randomly, and it's just like, after you ate your friends, what?
Well, so like with all the allusions to like the weight of the dance, I don't know that I want to spell it out here either, but let's just say that there was something that Esker never would have just told you if you didn't ask, but he kept alluding to, and Garçon said it a little bit more openly. So like, I kind of like the idea of keeping weird shit on the periphery there to keep it.
No, definitely don't explain it any further than you already have, because I mean, like, I'm thinking he was maybe it was weirder.
Yeah,
probably was.
Okay, so we know that was there anything else that like a part of the chessboard? Did it feel cheap that you got to continue to live after the chessboard? Did you feel like you should have died?
No, I liked it. You engaged me back, and you gave me what I wanted, which was nice. But you didn't have to, and I know that wasn't planned because I asked you.
Yeah, there was not supposed to be any transformation in this actually.
I was literally like, "Is there a way I can die that's fun?" And you're like, "No, there's nothing planned."
Well,
and
no,
like, okay.
there was one thing planned, which was literally what happened to you, which is those glass clouds can drag you into themselves and turn you. Also, I completely improvised both the chessboard and the dinner. The only thing I kind of had planned out was like Esker's domain, but I didn't actually do the stuff I planned out in Esker's domain because the combat would have taken too long. So,
you are good at
but so like when I meant that like I have it out, I meant I statted that monster and I knew on a kill it could turn you into a puff of smoke. So I figured.
I mean, I think you did. I think you did well. Everything considered.
Right.
Yeah, nothing cheap. What I want to see more of, obviously.
We want some more.
Obviously, you know what I like. I want to see more of your inventive concepts. I want to see more of you hosting Wystmoor because I love being a player. I want to see more Wystmoor and, you know, more of all of this. Was it horror? Yes. It was like a surreal horror I would throw out. It was surreal, a little bit of body horror in my side of things. But honestly, more surreal than even body horror, just because everything was like super Alice in Wonderland-y.
Oh my god, yeah, even down to the fucking dinner party.
Oh,
yeah, no, it was definitely Alice in Wonderland-y, and I love that that's kind of the vibe we've got going with the Feywild. Considering the elves in our setting are Victorian motherfuckers, it makes perfect sense.
I really like Garçon as a character, and I hope that like he wasn't like a little bit too hackney, but yeah.
No, he was great. Look, I have the horned one, who is an enigmatic, malicious motherfucker that will never die, and you have Garçon maybe now. I don't know.
Well, I think it was interesting.
I like him too.
It was interesting that he got attacked because like I didn't make him immortal. He just has a fuckload of HP.
Yeah, no, that was. Wow. I mean, that was very interesting.
Yeah,
it's not even like I disliked him. I just wasn't gonna let him eat.
You weren't gonna let him fucking do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've been through some shit. It was a really cool character, and it would
suck. You literally have to go down like my ass. Yeah. So thankful.
Yeah. He wasn't going to eat her, but he was going to perhaps do things which were not, shall we say, very ethical in terms of how he uses souls and stuff in the Feywild, or how he would like to. He's mostly hanging out and is dead. I should stop talking.
I think a good rule of thumb is if someone says a friend is delicious and they want to buy that person, they probably have no good intentions towards them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait until that moment in Fallout, though, when you really needed some caps. no, very good rule of thumb. If someone says your friend looks delicious and they want to buy them, maybe don't. But I think it was a cool I thought that was a good end cap character motivation moment for both Talash and Simon. After like a third party member's in peril, what do you do at the end of the day? Talash is like, sounds good to me. Simon swings his fucking axe because that's a perfect crystallization of who they teased it being. But often in a role-playing game, and especially in a one-shot, you only get to tease it, that who your character is. You don't get to throw out and make that moment. Which I guess I kind of offered at the dinner party. Yes, Pat?
Are we ever going to find out what Talash's item that he went into the Feywild for is on camera?
Yeah, I changed it.
Are we?
Money.
Oh, you changed it.
Yeah, I can say it now, obviously, if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I changed it to a letter of reinstatement to like university of some sort because he's a discredited academic.
Oh, okay.
So he needed that to continue shit.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I fully understand. But the original thing that for the viewers of whom we have like maybe two. The original thing that you said was that he was chasing for the money that he got from the end of the Christmas episode.
The ill-fated Christmas episode. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the ill-fated Christmas episode. That which we do not speak about.
What
Oh my god, we have our own fucking Christmas special.
What didn't happen?
Alright, so, yeah. And Pat, is there anything else, or are we on the bounce out? Okay, nobody has anything to shill, do they, other than us?
Yeah, let's shill us, though.
All right,
we've got Fallout on Thursdays. It's amazing. Greg's here. Lee's hosting. I'm playing in costume. Q Prime is probably watching. We love Q Prime.
All the audience can. Beautiful maps, lots of lore.
Coming Saturday is the very first of the end time period. No S. The exciting apocalyptic conclusion of Wystmoor, Chapter 1. Find out what all the loose strands and loose threads culminate in, and view this gorgeous tapestry of chaos and apocalyptic reckoning, as it were, this Saturday. End Time, Part 1.
Yeah. And no Crownbreakers this Monday because I got a place to be.
Alright.
And I've been awake since 5 a.m. and it's 1 a.m. So
go to sleep.
Gotta cut the feed.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, skater.
Alright, so the end stream button wouldn't click.